trap cans or another team's trap, and then scanned it to see if it was, found out it was, and then that. Again, that's another thing as a veteran player when you're going to be experienced.
I hate that
you are going to have to be so aware of that is placed around the map, placed
I'm going
around
crazy.
the sector.
I'm going crazy with it. Look, I'm deploying. I'm deploying. Okay.
Have to be on
I'm
alert.
deactivating.
So again,
I'm deactivating.
Hold
on.
Another core development and process that you're going to be
Elon Musk. Show starts in 10 minutes. Here, I found it. It's just morning voice chat. This is how I sound. This is how I sound in the mornings. This is RFK. This is how I sound in the mornings. What do you want from me? Have you done any Siege content before? Newish consistent viewer here. I've played it one time. So here, my experience with Rainbow Six Siege, it goes as follows. One time, Rainbow Six was free for a weekend in like 2018. And I had heard about the lobbies. I do obviously have a lot of people in this community that love playing it. But I heard about the lobbies. So I entertained it for the free weekend, and let me tell you something, okay? Lots of interesting people on those lobbies, all right? That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say lots of interesting people in the lobbies, and let's just say lots of podcast enjoyers. Do you know what I mean? Lots of people who enjoy very specific podcast, like lots of Twitter enjoyers. That's all I can say. I mean, I'm obviously sponsored. I'm a big time Ubisoft boy. You guys already know this. But we'll see. We'll see what the lobbies look like in a second. Because after the showcase is done, we're gonna be reacting to the showcase. After the showcase is over, we're gonna be playing. We're gonna be putting the game in the bag. Unk is gonna be putting the gaming in the bag early. Do you feel me? Unk is going to put the gaming in the bag early. It's official. Your morning voice sounds too fresh. I didn't know. I know didn't get to the gym this morning. Don't let them game slip, big dog. Okay, how about you calm down? I don't normally game or I don't normally gym in the morning on this morning anyway. But the problem, shut up. I do normally work out though. Okay. All right. Wait. They want, I need to change. Wait, what? All right, I gotta take off the content label before I forget. I always have that. This feels like running into a coworker in the real world. Why? What do you mean? I'm genuinely surprised you get so many, gaming sponsorships. I would assume that most studios would want to avoid political content creators, especially with leftists. Dog, what are you talking about? I think you guys forget something very important. Number one, a lot of devs are in here, okay? Like literally in this community around you, okay? A lot of people in the gaming side of the world and make those games that you like, they're here. They actively like my politics. And even on the marketing side, for normies, they're like, oh, this is a progressive guy, which is true. The only devs, ironically enough, that, and it hurts my heart a little bit, it breaks my heart a little bit. In my experience, the only devs that don't want to work, not devs, but like the only publishers that don't always work with me are Japanese publishers. They are the ones who are like, oh, if you are even in any way, shape, or form talking about politics, like that's unacceptable. Having said that, for most developers, like their politics resemble mine fairly closely, and also like think about who these guys, not just Ubisoft, but like everyone. Think about who they sponsor. They sponsor everybody. They don't, like, most people don't care about what the quote unquote controversies of a particular person are, and I don't have any real controversies beyond like manufactured stuff. But I've told you guys this before. I say no to sponsorships. Like a lot of sponsorships. It's so funny that people still it's funny that people don't realize that. They think that like it's funny that people think like that, you know, advertisers don't actively pursue this community. You're sounding like one of those podcast dudes. Your voice is super coarse. Yes, I know. It's because it's the morning. It's early. Why you talk with this bubble voice is kind of awkward. The one time, dude, you know what it is? You know what's funny? God, this community is so neurodivergent. It's hilarious. I mean, I guess I'm also like that as well, but it's pretty funny that even a minor difference, even a minor difference from what you normally get, whether it's like I'm early, you know what I mean? I started like 2 hours early, or I didn't immediately start streaming politics. Like all of that is just like breaks people's brains. They're like, what the hell is going on? What is going on right now? My entire life has turned around. It's like, it's not minor. It's hilarious. You wake up at 6 a.m. I mean, I do. And my voice, but today I woke up late because I went to bed late because I watched Mickey 17 and I had to make sure that I hadn't double booked, or I realized that I had double booked today. I was actually supposed to start late today, not early. I was supposed to start late because I was going to do a podcast, but then I had to like push the podcast back. But yeah. Did you like Mickey 17? I said it already. It wasn't my favorite. I gave it a 6, like maybe a 6.3 out of 10. It's all right. If you watch it, you'll understand what I mean. It's supposed to be a dark comedy, but I think it gets a little too corny. Robert Pattinson is great, but it's just all right. It's starting.
The world needs elite operators.
That's right, baby. The world really does. The world really do be needing elite operators
to protect the
like
innocent.
me.
Specialists to fight.
Hell yeah, brother. They need me, brother. They need me. I'm joining the call, baby. Where's the apolitical hat? No, I can't put on the apolitical hat during an actual sponsored segment, chat. What's wrong with you? That's funny to think that you think I'm gonna put on a Trump hat during it.
The moment is now. Join Rainbow.
I'm tactical, but I'm not that tactical.
The day is finally here. And the time has almost come
Oh
for
my
you
God,
to
that
see
dude's got the full kit on.
next evolution of Rainbow Six Siege. Welcome to the Siege X Showcase. Awesome.
That's an
My name
absolute
is
unit
Patricia
in the crowd.
Somerset, and today I am here with a champion-tiered squad of developers, casters, and creators to show you what Siege X is all about. You can think of me as a squad leader. Shouldn't be too much of a stretch. As the voice of Ash, I'm used to delivering commanding lines. So how about this one? All right, operators, you've trained for this. You're ready for this. The mission starts now.
What the hell is Hasan doing watching this? Is my first thought. I am the least I'm apolitical, okay? And this is an apolitical game.
Of your favorite content creators have assembled here in Atlanta to usher in an explosive new era of
That's
Siege.
crazy that they didn't invite
Folks,
me to this.
This is the Siege X Showcase. We'll be starting off showing those content creators. First up was Team Skittles. Team Meaty Marley will join next.
Bro,
Get
that's
loud
crazy
for
that they
your
didn't invite me to
favorite
to this
content
part. You know what I mean? They
Yeah,
were
a lot
like,
of
hey, we
familiar
want you to
faces on
watch
that
because you're a
roster.
very good watcher, but
Previously saw from Team Skittles,
like,
so I'm excited
I
to see
feel a
what we
little
got
undermined
through
here.
the
You know what I
rest of
mean?
these
Like, they're
teams.
like, we need you. I think it was
A lot of
because
Brazilian
if I had
content
showed
creators
up,
you
it'd
might
be
familiar with
OP.
this team
You know what I
also
mean?
up
It'd be
next.
imbalanced.
Got Team Brazil mixing with a little bit from all around.
Yeah. They asked me
Team
at
Pistol
first,
is
but
gonna
then they were
join them
like, yo,
next,
we have
walking
to
out of
rescind
the
your invite
Large X. I'm gonna be
because
honest, I know there's
honestly,
a lot
if
of
you
here gonna be
played,
louder than
you
that.
would kind of, you are the greatest of all time. Like, everybody knows this. Everybody knows you are the GOAT.
Coming through.
Okay?
There's a lot of players that'll be coming out, 48 in total.
Everybody knows you are the GOAT. So if you were actually at the showcase playing, like, everyone else would feel so bad because you would destroy them. Like, you're so good.
No, we've talked about Spoiled a lot, but there's some
You're like a
talented
drone
controller
operator. We
players
can't
coming
risk
from
you
that
on the
Xbox
ground.
team.
Yeah. Basically, that's what happened.
Controller player, by the way. There's a bunch of them on
But you'll
Stable
see.
Ronaldo, the next team walking
Team
out.
Stable Ronaldo, like,
Kiki warming up. She's looking strong, but
that's what it was actually. It was Ronaldo's team that it was Your Rage Gaming who was really scared of my prowess. And he said, please don't show up because I'm worried. Yeah.
names coming alive right there as we see one of
Oh
our
my
own right
God,
there.
Electronic
Uzi,
Roberto?
my boy.
What?
Uzi should be a
Wait, what? What are these teams, bro?
Seen and heard before, but
Oh no.
I think that's the controller players you were talking about.
Yeah,
by the way.
I think you're right.
They said
don't see
Hassan.
Magnus yet.
They said
I
Hassan,
don't see
your
Menu. I used to
don't
work
phase
with him.
up. Your
You
bitch
used to
too
play
bad.
against him. My
Your
name's
aura
Zintero.
too
I'm joined
powerful.
by Laxing. We've been long-standing members of
That's
this
what they
community.
said.
We are
They
happy
said,
to
Hassan, you
welcome
can't
in
do it.
to what might be the most exciting thing we've ever done in Siege. On the left side of your screen, this side, because we're mirrored, you're going to see what we're getting up to today.
Wait,
we're gonna be starting
did
off
E-Rob
with
actually
a
get
new
picked before
game
me? That's
mode. You heard
crazy.
it here. Not just Siege, but something brand new. After that, we're going to talk about updates.
Do you have
to
drops?
The core
Yeah,
of
I
Siege,
do.
The game that we know and love.
I
and have
think they're
spent much of
unlocked,
the
but I'll
last
check.
10
But
years
I do have
playing.
drops, yes.
And then how about we finish off by showing those changes in action in Siege X in a 5v5 show match.
Hold up.
Honestly, Parker, I am so excited to say the least. I don't know which one I'm more excited for. There's so much that we are going to be showing and exploring. And again, I am just absolutely thrilled to be here with you.
We've got to run a tight ship, so both of us are talkers, so we're going to have to be a little bit brief. But before we get into the action, I'm going to need your help. Do me a favor. Connect your Ubisoft Connect and Twitch
Get
accounts.
Jinxie on a call.
Because
Bro,
later
this is
on in the
Jinxie's
day, we'll be
Super Bowl.
announcing
Like,
a
I don't think he's going to be
very
talking to me
special
about this.
draw for everybody that's watching through either this stream or one of our partnered streams. But before we unveil what it is, make sure your Ubisoft Connect and Twitch accounts are linked together. I, as well, am very excited.
I think that's the only way to put it and put the emphasis on the X.
Yeah. It's going to be a quick day today. It's going to fly by like no tomorrow. And there's a lot to unveil. Of course, a new game mode is something that will surprise people. I think that the updates to the game are going to be pretty spectacular as well. But enough from us. How about we send it to two of the greatest minds at Ubisoft who have helped make Siege X possible, Alex and Joshua.
First of all, let's hear for Ash. I mean Patricia, but it's amazing to have the voice of Ash here today with us. Welcome to the showcase. My name is Alex Karpazis, creative director of Siege, and today is the day we finally unveil Siege X.
And I'm Joshua Mills, game director. After 3 years of work, the wait is over. And we're taking the core Siege experience to the next level.
We have a ton of details to share with you about how Siege is evolving with exciting updates like modernized maps, an audio overhaul, advanced Repel, and much,
This
much
feels mega
more.
churchy. Dog, it's a video game showcase.
In a few minutes, you will see live gameplay of
Chat
those
will act
changes.
like they've never
But
seen a
before
video
that,
game being
we have
unveiled
a very
before.
first SiegeX trailer to share with you. This is the new era of Siege.
I am going to play the game after this. So we watched the showcase. Here's how it's going to happen. First, we're watching the showcase, and then I'm going to actually test it. I'm going to be a beta tester. You feel me? I actually should download it now because they wouldn't let me download it until this moment. Hold up.
Once I get a green, we all on beast mode. Feeling lightheaded, come out peak clothes, trailing up a sleeve slope. Catch me out of reach, fuck big time, start to putting pressure on it. Big price, start to tell you I'm trying to feel a train.
Hold on, let me-
Stay yellow, cause I stand on what I'm standing. Whole team coming up from all across the atlas. Visionary drip, missionary wrist. System to my kids, hereditary rich. Rocking with a legendary clip. What you know about it? We was too relentless for the mud. Stand on what I made for. Say I'm through they mind, bet that's what I aim for. We was splitting scraps, now we got our main course. How'd I go from soldier to commander in the same war? Yeah, I cannot go back, I'm too accomplished. So I'm running with the God said, give you my respect. I ain't give you my spot, kid. Say my best regards, but we done taking losses.
That's a lot to take in. That's why over the next few hours, we'll cover all of it. We have 48 content creators around us getting set up right now with 4 live matches. And if you're quick with the math, then you've noticed that something quite doesn't add up. That's because they will be playing our brand new 6 versus 6 game mode, the first permanent new game mode since the launch of Siege. We've taken the strategy, teamwork, high-stakes gameplay that make Rainbow Six Siege so special and built a completely new game mode that's designed to push the limits of what Siege can be. Get ready for strategic plays, unexpected twists, and all-out action. This is Dual Front.
Dual Front is the culmination of years of hard work by our incredibly dedicated and talented team. They explored many different avenues and experimented with expanding the very core of Siege.
I got
In the end,
16
the
copies.
process
Hell
came
yeah,
down to
chat.
asking ourselves
Get all the
a
copies
very
right now.
Simple question. What if? What if we could expand the size of squads and have attackers and defenders work together? What if we had one persistent round to settle the outcome of a match with less downtime? What if we could expand the narrative and universe in-game seasonally? What if? One of the answers is to design a brand new, ever-evolving map where the action takes place. Welcome to District.
Oops. Drops are on. All you need to do is watch and have your account connected. I'm pretty sure. That's it. Why can't I download this? Oh, there it is. It's not light mode. I'm trying to download the game. They wouldn't let me download it before the game started. Like, they wouldn't let me redeem the beta until the showcase started because of the embargo. Can you download dark mode, bro? No.
District is a new map created exclusively for Dual Front and built to change with ongoing updates. This map is uniquely designed to support the exciting gameplay of Dual Front and create new possibilities we've never seen
God
before
damn,
in Siege.
just install on this other
Let's break it
page,
down.
man. Jesus Christ.
2 symmetrical
There it is.
fronts each featuring 3 sectors, set up the main framework of the map. Teams must capture one front while simultaneously defending the other as they work their way deeper and deeper into enemy territory. The ultimate goal? Reach the final sector and destroy the prototype in the enemy's HQ. The map's layout balances open areas and strategic choke points, demanding coordination and adaptability. And when I say open areas, this also includes outside. Players will now be able to move between indoor and outdoor spaces, extending their defenses beyond the walls of the building and setting up for some devastating ambushes. So if you don't drone, it's time to start. If the enemy does catch you off guard and eliminates you, you will be able to return to the fight as your currently selected operator or select a different operator for a tactical adjustment. Success hinges on balancing offense, defense, and team composition while seizing every opportunity to lead your team to victory. Which brings us to the neutral sector, a central area where a time-limited assignment will offer you the chance to shift the momentum of battle. Here's a preview of our first seasonal assignment.
Intel has zeroed in on an available assignment in the neutral sector. The enemy has started the extraction. Move to intercept. Op 4 is progressing with the assignment. Move to resecure. Well done. Proceed to extraction. Excellent work. You've completed the assignment.
The neutral sector is a high-stakes conflict zone where bold plays lead to game-changing rewards. Players can tackle the time-limited assignment that will grant valuable bonuses. It's important to keep in mind that taking this risk means leaving key positions open, as every operator participating in the assignment is one less operator in your attack or defense frontline. The race to secure these objectives is intense, and success in the neutral sector can tip the scales of victory, making it a battleground where split-second decisions and daring strategies can define the match. With each new season, players can expect a new assignment in Dual Front. This means new narrative, gameplay, and neutral sector map updates.
Dual Front was built from the ground up to use the strengths of Siege, while adding new twists. If you're new to Siege, this is a perfect game mode to play. Everyone is on a level playing field with a single new map to learn. There's also a limited operator pool, allowing players to focus on a smaller roster. We will be changing the operators in this pool twice a season, so that a new exciting meta is just around the corner. Finally, we all know that every life is a lesson. Respawn is an important part of this mode, allowing players to experiment and learn through play. You can join the closed beta later today on PC and current-gen consoles.
Which I will be. I just purchased a copy of Rainbow Six Siege for me and all my family members. Thanks for showing me this game, HasanAbi. That's what I'm talking about, chatters. That's exactly the kind of energy I want to see from the chat. I respect it. I like it. Keep it up. Good work.
Now that you know what Dual Front is, it's time to see it in action. Let's kick it over. Let's kick it over to our legendary casters and see your favorite creators exploring and discovering all Dual Front has to offer right now.
That's right. Keep spamming how many copies you're buying for yourself and your family.
The permanent game mode that we were sworn to secrecy on, we couldn't talk about it. They said, you're not allowed to. And we said, okay, you know what? I want to hear how loud you can get. Now, remember when I said that there would be a surprise later on? Joshua just told you straight up, you can play Dual Front today. All you need to do is connect your Ubisoft Connect and Twitch accounts. and then watch about 30 minutes either on this stream
That's right.
or on one of the partnered streams, and you will get a
That's
Twitch
right.
drop of a beta code to try Dual Front. Servers go
Beta.
live when we wrap up here, so in just a couple hours. And it'll be available on PC and current
That's all you
gen
gotta do
consoles.
is watch, baby.
Kind of sucks for the people in the audience that you don't get to play, huh? Yeah, well, that's okay.
You know,
Don't boo me. You're excited. Hey, hey, hey. But how excited? How excited are you for that, what looked like a weapon inspection? They got very, very loud.
I mean, respectfully so. You know, we finally now can inspect it. But I mean, for Dual Front specifically, I did get to try it. And I'm jealous that they get to play it now, and I got to sit here and talk about it because I truly had so much fun within that time frame that I was able to play. You didn't get to play it.
I didn't get to play
you
it.
Still don't know what it's like.
I have
but
no idea.
Truthfully, it's a wonderful game mode.
Would you say you were excited?
I was more than excited.
Wonderful. We've got 48 content creators here to take us through Dual Front, and in just a moment, we'll be getting into the game. And honestly, because I haven't played it, am just as eager to see it in action as all of you are. We'll be going through how the actual objectives progress. How does that neutral sector actually work? What are the rewards that they get? And how does the matchup ebb and flow? And the one thing that I am most particularly looking forward to is you and I first started playing Siege in year one. We have got to see this game grow from the very beginning. And if you go back and you look at Siege as a regular game,
I'm an
the way that
operator
it was
too.
played back in 2016 is very different from the way it's played now. I have no doubt that Dual Front is going to function the same way. Now, in just a couple seconds, we'll intro our very first set of teams, and it will be fascinating to see how they tackle our newest permanent game mode in Siegex. What are your expectations before we get into the match?
To be honest, there's no expectations that can be met, truthfully, because this is a new game mode. This is an undeveloped area where people are going to be figuring out. We're going to be understanding what it's going to look like, what we can see.
Team Lacey and Team Stable Ronaldo will be the first set of teams. We are in the operator selection phase, seconds
We can
out
gamble
from
on
the
who wins
first
if you want.
look at Dual Front. Operators are locked in. Are you ready for the next era of Siege? Folks, let's get underway with our first matchup of Dual Front.
So this is already super unique. You know, when you start, you have the 6 operators that you are choosing from. I believe, if I'm not wrong, you will always be at the front, so you can always feel like you are the leader in this scenario, leading your team. But again, what's so unique about this is when you think about Siege as a whole, it's always been 5v5. Now you are adding that key element of bringing a 6th player onto that squad, which allows so many different ways to approach Siege and how you want to play it. And again, another big thing is you can mesh attackers with defenders.
Now, while you had some hands-on experience, and you are a former pro player and a former world champion, it's not your expertise that we're going to lean on here, Gabe. We have brought up both Alex and Josh from the keynote to help us understand the way that this works. Gentlemen, first things first, what a day. What a day. I mean, I think you were prepared for the audience to get loud, but would you say you were a little caught off guard with the enthusiasm that we're seeing?
I mean, we've been waiting for this moment for 3 years now, and we're still not prepared for it. This is really exciting. The teams poured their heart and soul into this, and now we get to see it live in action.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's always a reaction, right? You hear the people, you get to experience that full-hand, and it feels so awesome to finally be talking about all this.
I'm going upstairs,
Now, the way that you conceptualize this game mode being played might differ from what we see today. But is it fair to say, Alex, that you're expecting
I'm gonna be playing
players
after
to
this.
literally problem solve as it goes along, and that there isn't really a defined correct way to play based on when you built the game?
I mean, we've been playtesting this for over a year now, and we're still learning new things, new combinations of operators. This is the first time we're taking attackers and defenders together on the same team, but we're keeping that attack and defend philosophy alive, where you have one lane, one front to push, and one front to defend. So yeah, it's all new.
Well, and as I was saying, you know, the key element of adding a 6th player to that squad, I mean, Siege for the past 10 years has been 5. I mean, what was the decision to bring that extra element of surprise and putting a 6th member onto that roster?
Well, one of the big goals we had with Dual Front is to actually make Siege more approachable. So, and one of the ways of doing that is to kind of lower that social pressure of having to, if you die in a 5v5, 4v5, that's a big detriment to your team. So in 6v6, you actually get to carry that weight a little bit more evenly. Additionally, obviously, the respawn's going to help with that and help people feel more confident and learn over time. But that's definitely a driving force there.
I just want to touch on something here, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but we've got our first objective at play. Would one of you like to take us through what exactly is happening in the game right now?
Yeah, so the attacking team has actually planted the diffuser, and now we have actual segments to the diffuser timer. So if the defending team comes in and deactivates it, it might save a bit of the progress that they achieved there. And this is one of 3 objectives that they have to secure now.
That would explain why we have the 3 segments on the diffuser.
That's right.
So if you stop it, it'll go back to the last tick, if we want to call it that.
That's right.
And then you basically paused it. So it functions very similarly to regular Siege in the sense that you have to control the objective, you have to get that diffuser planted.
And I love specifically that you guys talk about, you know, regardless of this being a brand new game mode, you guys are still keeping that core value of what Siege has always been in terms of that tactical prowess and what you can do within Siege. And I think being able to bring attackers with defenders can really set up that strategical stand.
That's not good. Yeah.
Even
I have
more
played
in
Siege
depth
before,
than what
yes.
we've currently seen in
Not well, but
I mean, that's the
you'll
magic
see.
of it.
I'll play it later
when you're
too.
playing this, you have to go on the attack. You get the attack, and then you got to go into the defense within the same lane. So it varies up what you're able to do there, like bringing a Nomad on attack. Obviously, we've done that 1,000 times, but putting her into the defense and making for the post plant, it's all
Drops are live,
It's almost like they're fighting on dual fronts.
And now we see that the other team has planted the diffuser as well. So both are active at the same time. Teams have to regroup, and understand how they can recapture the site now that the plant's gone down.
The red team succeeded, it looks like, in their very first capture. So now what happens? They've already lost 1 tick, as you talked about.
Yep.
And it'll roll back. So like that progress they earned and they fought
You
for
are
it, they get
live,
to
by the
keep,
way? No
but
way, really?
They didn't get all the way for the next
Sorry, I
sector
was
of the
just doing a
actual
social
objective,
media
so
post
that's
because I
lost.
messed
And what
up
I'm
my
seeing now
social media
with
post
Front
as
A,
always.
They have that first one secured. Now that timer is going. So essentially,
Classic bad
that now
streamer.
force them to now play the defense, wait for that next sector to open up, and then make that transition with that rotate.
Yeah, that beat there is actually leading into essentially a prep phase for that new sector. So our attackers in that lane are going into prep using their
I made a
drones,
funny
looking
one, though,
forward,
this time.
or they could rotate in through the neutral
I'm
sector
playing-
over to
I'm playing
defense.
Now, I do want to ask you guys, because you've obviously had some time playing through it, what is your ideal lineup that you've ran the most, that you've experimented with the absolute most, whether that's on the defensive side or the attacking side?
They're bouncing. They're just very excited to play the game.
It's amazing running Nomad on defense.
I like it.
You never experienced it before, and just doing that is amazing.
I'm about to say, you'll never hear anything coming from me in terms of Nomad with how much I love Nomad. I think Parker knows that as much as well. I played flank watch aggressively, so the fact that you can use those air jabs on defense to get those sound cues, to get that quick reaction, to net one of those eliminations, I mean, Nomad's massive on defense.
I mean, Gabe, when you played professionally, if there was a spot on a map to be as far away from the action as possible, you were there.
Absolutely. So you would have
You loved it.
110% find me at that neutral sector, where I am not going to be in the thick of it, but I am going to be trying to lurk my way through and see what is open and what isn't.
Now, one thing that you mentioned while talking about the game was that you're going to be swapping up the operators twice a season. Now, what's the thought process behind which operators you bring in, which operators you bring out, and will it be a full-scale swap? Are we talking every operator is gone, or are you just going to bring in a couple and remove maybe some particularly strong or weak ops?
Yeah, so one of the big things is we want to make sure that the Pathfinders that are earned through our newcomer challenges are going to be available at all times. Again, like you always want to be able to have some of your ops to be able to play, but outside that, we're going to be almost doing kind of like a crafted meta or ideas around that. Maybe we put a lot of hard breach up, maybe we put a lot of trap, or maybe remove both. and see what happens now. Like, what can you do if you don't have electricity available to you? What can you do if you don't have, like, you know, a lot of area denial and so on and so forth?
So I don't think this was mentioned by you guys, but what I am noticing is I'm looking at the characters, the utility. It's regenerated.
Yeah, this is a way that we can actually balance the operators over a long period of time. We're talking rounds are lasting about 15, 20 minutes. So you can actually stack quite a bit of utility if you don't have this new system, and the team worked really hard on that.
Okay, we'll follow up with that. So are you saying that Capcan can essentially lay down 6, 7 traps at a time?
I'm going to take that one. So one of the things about regenerative gadgets is that you can deploy based on the max that's been determined for dual front.
Is
so
this
some
all
of those values
pros?
may differ from the core Siege experience.
No,
but
I don't
additionally,
think so.
whatever your
I mean,
last place gadget
Nephew
was,
is
if
not
you
a
place
pro and
new
he's
one,
playing.
It'll destroy that one.
But
and then move
Lacey,
forward, just to make
I
sure
think a lot of
things
people
are
forget
in line.
that, like, Lacey and Ron, for example, before they got on FaZe, were literally Fortnite pros. Like, they were actually, like, you got E-Rob, dude. Of course they're not pros, but there are a lot of, like, pros of different games, ex-pros. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of stuff like that.
I'm thinking the Maestro. You just swap evil eye cams over and over and over again. You got unlimited laser beams.
We already thought of that. So if you're repicking your operator, the operator you were previously, all their
Lacey is ass. Fortnite doesn't count. Okay, dude. Like,
to do a new strategy.
can you play that? Are you, bro? People say stuff like this, but these guys would cook you. You know, like, it's so funny. You play at a normie level. These guys would destroy you.
I'm not a developer. I don't balance this game. I can only imagine how tricky
I think if
it
you're a
has
pro
been
in
to
any kind
find
of
a
shooting
way
game, you're
to make
better than
everything
the
work. But
average
before we
person.
get
You know what I
there,
mean?
one of the beautiful
It's
things
like
about
a
having all
professional
these content
football
creators in
player.
person
A professional
is that we
football
get to hear
player
from them
is if
live
they've
in
played like a
action.
little bit of
Patricia
basketball, like there's
has an interview ready for us
a
down
level
the
of
stretch.
athleticism that will allow them to
Thank you,
destroy
guys.
the average
I am
person,
here
like the
with
normie.
Skittles. How you doing?
Doing great.
Skittles, I would love to get your first impressions of Siege X. How you feeling about it right now?
I'm absorbing everything. This is a completely new game. We got a big map, more operators. Like it's insane.
They do imbalance
I'm
apology
just
on the
trying to, like, take
showcase
everything
event.
right now, basically.
I can imagine. Are there any particular things that you're focusing on or interested in seeing in terms of the new updates?
I'm just really excited about the gun inspection. After 10 years, we finally got that, and oh my God, all the skins we have now, it's so worth it. It's so cool.
Very cool. Well, I won't take too much of your time. Get you back to playing. Thank you so much.
Does a lot of YouTube work, and I know that the weapon inspect element will be excellent for thumbnails.
I figured
so
it out.
that
This is
will
what
make
I
it a
was
lot
trying to
easier for
download.
content
Okay,
creators
there it is.
to advertise their stuff. Let's dive into the next matchup that's happening at the same time, and it's a little bit of the old versus the present, one could say. A former two-time world champion of Pengu versus a current major champion of Spoit, as it's Team Pengu versus Team Spoit. And there's a competitive mindset between these two teams that is
so old and
maybe
unprepared.
I would say unlike
Okay,
a lot of
chill
the other
out.
matchups we'll have today.
Would
I mean,
an
how
old
competitive
person
can it
be
I mean,
able to
Spoit's beating up on a
live
retired
stream
old man
while
of
simultaneously
Pengu? Like,
do
give
a
him break, let
Photoshop
him
job like
breathe a
this
little
one?
bit.
I'm gonna show you this. I'm so proud of this dude.
I'm fascinated the way that this mode
Would
is
an
going to be
old
approached,
person
right?
be
Because
able to
Siege
do this
has
Photoshop
such a
job
wide
while he's
there are
live?
people who are going to play it on PC.
I didn't
there are
think
people who are
so.
going to play it on console.
Please.
There are people who are going to play it
Do you
casual,
understand?
People
Please.
who only play ranked. And then
Look at how
you've got
sick
people
this
who are
is.
playing on high-end gaming
I'm so
PCs,
proud of this,
people who are
okay?
just sitting
I
at
did
home,
this
playing
while I
on
was
their couch,
live.
listening to music, playing casually with some friends.
That's art.
And when you look at a
That's
mode like
art.
Front, do you think it's
I'm
the type
doing
of game
art.
that can
You guys
catch
don't
all
appreciate
of those
me.
players
It's
and provide a
messed
compelling
up.
experience for each one?
Yeah, when
I'm
we
so
were talking
proud
about
of that
dual
one.
front,
I
first
literally
of all,
thought that was
Siege
that's
is
so
challenging.
fire.
That's
so,
in our
You're
DNA.
coping.
We'll
You're
never
coping if
change
you don't
that.
think it's
But
fire.
Dual front makes it more accessible. You can respawn. You can repick your operators.
You just
have
pasted a
more
second pig
players
and
on
made
the
it a
table,
circle.
so
How
can
about
try
you
new
chill out,
things.
okay?
So all of this adds up to a game mode that honestly everybody's at the same level on the ground floor.
Bro, they are never
and
going to
they're able
sponsor me
to
again. They're going to take
jump
away.
in and have immediate impact.
So I was going to follow up with, I mean, we obviously talk about the casual base, and me coming from that competitive background. I absolutely do love the approach here, especially as we do know, Siege is a very complex game, but that's what makes it so unique, so fun when you can actually learn it. But what I really like about District specifically is it's symmetrical. It does really allow you to learn from one end to the other of just the basic functionalities of how Siege is played. Whether it's horizontal,
In before midstream contract, Repel asked to stop broadcasting. They'd be like, please, we saw your Photoshop. We want you to do our marketing. Yeah. They're going to be like, hey, we actually don't want you to watch the stream anymore. We want you to just do the marketing for all of Rainbow Six Siege.
Of operators and continuing to grow as the game continues to go further on. So I do genuinely
They're going to be like, your Photoshop prowess is completely out of control. No one has ever seen anything like
I'm very
this.
excited to see the way that it shakes out.
No one has ever seen
anything
anything like this.
At this current point in time that has caught your eye that you maybe weren't expecting at the tests you've done over the last year or so?
Well, I mean,
I'm so proud of it. I'm going to post it on my Twitter.
I've never seen someone do, like in all our playtests, breaching in onto the stairs of the second sector. Like that side of the site, like I don't usually see people like pushing through there. They usually push from top floor or walk up the stairs, but never breach the wall and jump right into the stairs. So that's kind of the magic of the map, right? So.
Well, we've got another interview ready from TikTok to Twitch and now here in Atlanta. We've got Titanium Rolo down on the stage with Patricia.
I posted it on my Twitter too.
Thanks, guys. You've got it solid. I am here now with Titanium Rolo. How you doing today, Rolo?
I am doing amazing. How are you doing?
Oh, wonderful, especially now that I'm with you here. I'm already like fast friends. I wanted to ask you, what do you think about the neutral zone in the middle of the map?
So I think the neutral zone is actually really crucial, and I think that from the times that we've played it, we've not focused on it enough. There's so much focus on either attacking a base or defending a base, but actually so many people go to the neutral zone that if you manage to get control of it, then you can kind of completely control the flow of the map, and I think it's going to be way more crucial than we've given credit for it. And I'm also hoping, since I like Easter eggs, I'll find a couple of Easter eggs around there too.
I wish so many Easter eggs for you. Thanks for your time. I'll let you get back to playing.
I think it's kind of crazy that I'm literally like the third.
Thank you, Patricia.
The
the
third
Easter eggs that are hidden in all
largest
of the maps, by the way.
Rainbow
Are we gonna
Six
see any of them?
watcher.
Do you even want to give that away?
Definitely
Right.
first jump into the beta, check it out yourself, find them, because we have hidden some stuff around the map.
Right. And for a reminder for those of you, we're going to say this a lot. I apologize if I sound like a broken record. But
One,
the thing
two,
is,
three,
is that the
four,
more I remind
fifth.
you that maybe you
The
might actually
fifth
be able to get
largest
to the game
Rainbow
yourself.
Six
we are doing
Siege
beta
streamer
code
right now.
access for Dual Front. That is on
Aside
right
from
now.
Jinxie,
Once we are done with the showcase, you will be
these
able to play
guys,
Dual Front,
and then it's
provided
me.
you link your Ubisoft Connect and Twitch accounts, and then
Rainbow
watch
Six's
either this
own
stream or
personal
one of our
page
partner
doesn't count.
streams. You will get the code after about a half hour or so, and you can start playing this game
The
mode
48
later
more popular
today.
ones
I
are
don't
playing in
wanna
the
know
event
what
right now.
he's-
Yeah.
Oh,
jeez.
Respond
So
to
as
the
the status
peener.
update in
Let's
the
play
match right
Siege,
now,
Siege and
both
Nabi.
teams are trying to capture
You want to
the
play the
second
beta?
sector. And actually, I think
Peter, if you want to play the beta after this, I'm looking to squad up. If you know what I'm saying.
That's the neutral zone. We'll have a new
we're gonna be
everybody
squatting
has to
up.
jump into.
and we have to grab a hostage. So while up to this point it's been like the typical quote-unquote siege where you have to get the case down.
I got attorney today,
now
but
we're
I'm
going
down
back to
later.
the old
All right.
ways of the hostage being involved.
Yeah, and not only just that, but the hostage is Dokebi, because she assault on Hereford event. So this is where that narrative starts coming in when we talk about seasonal update. That way.
I want to say, so when you grab the hostage here, if I'm not mistaken, you have to bring it to the other side, the enemy's side. So what Anne is already doing this wrong. She brought it to her, I believe, thinking that they are going to get that extraction, but they actually need to bring it to the opposite side and make it far more challenging than just as simple as, let's just bring it back to ours.
Yeah, exactly. It used to, like you can see as soon as they got the hostage got picked up there, the icon shows up to show you where the extraction point is for you, and the helicopters are coming in the next 30 seconds. And that, oh man, like again, we're talking about audio and everything.
Can't wait for Hasan to ask Chad how to play
match. Oh, get your heart pumping.
when he starts playing. It's true. I will be asking you.
Went through this moment together when
Chat,
we were
pay
testing
attention,
this out
because
the
I
other
will be
day.
asking you
And
how to
it
play
is-
this
when
in
you're
a
talking
little
about the
bit.
heart stumping, and especially like let's acknowledge you can play outside now. Like that is a huge thing that needs to be acknowledged. You don't have a timer letting you know you're going to be shown. I mean, again, these operators, that is just evolving a meta right there. All the shields you're
All right,
seeing.
the closed beta is now available.
What am I watching?
Exactly. But no,
Finish
like I was
downloading,
saying,
it's
back
ready to play.
that, it is very intense when you have to run to the enemy side with this, trying to get that extraction up while they're up and coming, spawning, holding those positions from outside, waiting for an ambush that you're potentially running.
Tag me in,
You
boss.
were
I'm
actually doing
Emerald
a very
rank.
good
Oh
job at
no,
leading
I
that. You're
know.
like, all right, Lax, I need you to get in
Andrew,
front
if
of
you
me.
want
I
to play
need
with
you to
me
clear
when
this.
we
I
do
need you to
the
clear that.
when we do
And
the
did end up
beta,
doing it.
pull up.
Yeah, honestly, like,
It's gonna
regardless
be,
if we talk about the match being, like, the game of being
I
approachable.
know Ludwig
we
is
get real
playing as well. I hit him up,
Oh, absolutely.
but he didn't respond to me
You
because
mentioned
he's
that
fake.
Dokkaebi
He's
is the
fake.
one
He's
to
phony.
grab here because of the actual lore of the game. Now, there are a lot of people here at this event dressed up in cosplay, and lore in Rainbow Six Siege, yeah, give them some applause. They work hard. The lore in Rainbow Six Siege has steadily increased to the point now where, you know, when I first started playing, and he first started playing, there was basically none. Will lore play a part in Dual Front, and will the events of future seasons find
Carried
their
like
way into
Nick
this game?
Paulum and A.
So that's actually what we're trying to do with Dual Front. Bring some of the story into the game proper so that you get to experience the story itself. And so every single season, we'll be
no more
weaving
child
in the lore of
games
Siege
like
into
other
the
games I
updates
can't
that you
mention
see in Dual
because
Front.
I'm doing
Now,
this is
when
an
a team
ad
does
and you're not
successfully
supposed to say
extract
other
the
game
hostage,
names.
What benefit does that give the team?
Oh, they're at the wrong. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
they both just
Yep.
did the exact same thing.
Do they throw Dokkaebi into the net?
No more child games.
Well, they gotta
Is that
take
what
it
they're
Adult
supposed
games
to do?
only.
I'm not.
But whenever they do end up getting it to the right, getting hostage to the right extraction point, and then
This game
having
is too hard and
airlift it out,
toxic.
you
I'm
actually
hard and
gain
toxic.
2 sectors of the current objective or the next objective that you're going on. So if you have 1 sector left on, say, sector 2, it'll click forward on 2.
Okay, and so that won't, so like for example, on Bravo's side, they already have 2 of those sectors, or not sectors captured, but they have, you know, halfway through.
Actually, yeah, on either side of the match right now, whoever secures the assignment will win.
Oh.
But like, they just have to get them to the right extraction zone, and there's only 20 seconds left to get it done.
And what happens if you don't complete this task? Then it just
Oh.
goes.
They figured it
Sorry,
out.
I'm too excited now.
It's a reverse umbrella.
And so this is actually
All right.
an air tap, and they win. So that's the thing. You can either play for the neutral sector, or you can keep on pushing in one of the fronts and end the game as well.
Like
Bro's literally
all
wearing
things Siege,
shorts,
You
man.
have multiple ways to
You
pull
can't.
off.
That's
That's right.
disrespectful. You guys know. You guys
We've
know
got more. We got
my
more, we
my
got more games
attitude
going,
about
by the
wearing
way.
shorts in combat.
So
I don't think
this
you
one
should be wearing
is
shorts
finished, but
outside of the
next one up,
outside
we're
of the
going
field
worldwide.
of
Raza versus Pestily.
athleticism.
Now,
Okay,
Team
I
Raza
think it's
have
disrespectful
some
to the
pretty
art of
formidable
war.
players on it. And
I think it's
wonder how
disrespectful
they'll
in
be able
general to wear
tackle
shorts when you're
Dual
like,
Front. We
imagine
saw
killing a
a
dude
more objective
and you got
focus
shorts on.
in that Pengu versus Spoit matchup than in the
Imagine
first. And again,
you,
it's gonna
you
come
kill
down
a
to the
dude
way
and you
teams
got cargo
tackle
shorts on.
these
Like,
objectives.
think
You
about
go
how
for-
ridiculous that
you
is.
fight for each of the sections of
It's
the map, or
disrespectful.
you
I would,
battle, as we
if
just
I'm
saw,
out in the field
in
of
that
battle
neutral zone
and somebody
nonstop.
murks me and they
For
got
the Spoit
shorts
Pengu
on,
matchup,
I am
the neutral
going
zone
to
was the way to go. They
haunt
ended up
them
winning because
for
of
But again,
the
that's the
rest
beauty
of
of the
their
game
life. Do you understand me? I'm making sure I haunt their children. 7 generations of haunting. I'm a ghost. Okay? I'm going to their house. I'm actually rearranging their furniture. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing mind games and shit. No shot. No shot. It's so disrespectful. You gotta, I don't want to see your knees, big dog. I don't want to see your ankles. I don't want to see your ankles. How am I getting domed by a dude and I can see their goddamn ankles?
Players just learn the game faster than
It's
anyone else on the
unacceptable.
dev
It's
team, and so that's
disrespect.
gonna
It's
also
disrespect. The
believe
Western
we want to
world has
recognize
done.
it in a way.
The Western world has
Well,
done
this game
so
is
much
finished, so let's
disrespect
hear
in the
what
field
Pengu's
of battle.
thoughts on Dual Front are.
I am over here with the wonderful Pengu, everybody.
You gotta let the boys breathe
Thanks
in
so much
combat.
for joining
Absolutely
us today. How
not.
you feeling?
Absolutely not.
Excited. I'm not gonna lie, I was
Have
a bit
some
nervous.
respect.
And I came into it, I went 0-3, got no kills in the beginning. I was like, oh, chalk it. But then the teamwork started happening, and next to me started making some calls, and it clicked. We got the W.
Lovely. I'm sort of curious, what do you think about mixing attackers and defenders? How's that feeling?
I love it because it creates even more flexibility than before. Obviously, Siege has been about soft destruction, hard destruction. Now you have stuff like Capcan traps if you're defending, mute jammers. For example, Priest and I, we start defending the bomb site. He's playing castle. I'm playing mute. We're locking them out of the map, essentially. And then if we join them on the attack, we can play more aggressive operators, like the Grim, for example.
Amazing. Have you found any OP combos?
I can't talk about that because, like, what if people they copy it and they beat us, you know? So no, can't leak stats right now.
Oh,
He
perfect.
thinks he's
I'm gonna let
slick.
you get back
I've
to it.
already,
Thank you so much.
I've already downloaded his combos, dude. He thinks he's
Thank you,
slick.
Patricia.
Oh, look
You
at
can
me.
take
I'm a
Pengu
pro.
out of
I
the
know what
game,
I'm.
and his
I
former
can't.
team
It's
did,
confidential.
but
Guess
you
what,
can't
dude?
take the
You didn't
player.
realize. You didn't realize, but I was watching. Okay, intently. And I've already downloaded his combos.
The actual match. He's not even giving away
Yeah, he's a
secrets in
two-time
a
champ.
show
Well, guess
match.
what? I'm
Like,
about to be a
come on.
three-time champ.
Yeah, exactly. He's saving strats for the next match. Team Pestily is up next. A reminder about those drops. I mentioned that we have partnered streamers. Everybody here is
I got the
streaming as
Sharingan.
well. And we've got streamers at home that are also co-streaming this.
That's me.
Tune in and get to enjoy the action.
That's me.
I know
They're
that you
talking
wanna
about
hear
me,
us,
dude.
but
Hey,
you've also
what's
got other
up?
people to tune in too.
What's
Now,
up?
That matchup between
HasanAbi
Sport
mentioned.
and Pengu went by pretty quickly. How
They're
does
talking
that
about us, chat.
match up with your expectations of a typical game of Dual Front?
So one of the interesting things about the neutral sector assignment is it randomly triggers in the middle of a match.
They're talking about me,
Between,
the
I think
number
it's like
5
10
largest Rainbow
minutes and
Six
15
streamer
minutes.
in the world.
Is that right?
It's like first 5 in.
W,
Yeah.
So
W
after 5, it
sponsorship.
can happen at any time.
So they already were pretty advanced in the match, and then it did end. So that's about the time that you can expect. 15 to 20 minutes is the average game length.
The beta
and then
is
you can
out
jump
today,
into the
yes.
next one right
And
away.
I will be
So you
playing
get
it
a
after
lot
the
in a little
showcase is
package.
over.
Hold on a second.
The
Gentlemen, I'm
showcase
seeing
ends
something here on your
in
screen.
an hour, around an hour, and then
Does
I
your
will be.
outfit show
and then I'll be
up on
playing.
the loading screen before you get into Dual Front?
Absolutely. You got to flex whatever
What
you
the
got.
fuck do they pay you to watch this? Excuse me.
I think it's called Skinnerjizing.
Excuse me. It's because I'm
Raza,
a
that's your
goddamn
own
pro, dude. It's because they know potential. Have you heard of it? Have you heard of it? Mythological? It's because they were like, oh, you're the GOAT. You are currently the number 5 largest Rainbow Six streamer on the planet. And we really like that you're a gamer. You're a real gamer. They literally didn't. They told me not to show up to the event because I would dominate too hard.
Are shown off.
So I also did notice when you first initially start out, you aren't just able to quickly run in to a different sector. You are blocked
They
off
said,
right
"Yo,
there. Is that
Hasan,
essentially similar to a prep
You're
phase,
women too
or-
bad.
That's exactly
You're
the intent
swag
there, is
too
that
tough.
it gives time for those in the defending lane to actually do their setup
Your
and get ready.
legal-
It gives time for the intel to be gathered by the attackers.
Your legal choice
I'll
of
let this be
beverage
known
is,
that the
is
neutral
too
sector
strong.
is always neutral. So if you want to frag it out as
Your
soon as you
smoke
start,
too
you can
loud,
go
they
and
said.
do it there.
That's interesting. Well, I'm sure there's a lot
You
of people that love
phase
to
up
hear you
too
say that.
hard.
I just want to get straight into the thick of it.
And just like regular Siege, or core Siege, if I can call it that, destruction is a huge part of this. You talked about it. You talked about it as well.
Hit me up
A lot of these teams are kind of treating this
afterwards.
like team deathmatch.
We're
That's the
gonna do it at
Repel, by the way,
12.
that was shown, that you can now swing around corners.
Amazing.
The very first time in our very first match that we just saw that, the crowd went wild. I don't know if you heard that, but no, destruction, it plays a huge part. I mean, a lot of these teams, again, are treating it like a team deathmatch, but here, you can reshape the map to your advantage.
That's right. And even, we saw it before, you can reshape the neutral sector. In fact, one
What
of the
graphic
things
card
we've
do
been
you
playing
use?
with is
Fifth
you can jump
Trilol,
into the neutral sector
4090.
before you attack,
I have a
reinforce
4090.
where you need to, or open up where you need to, so that you actually lay the groundwork for the match to evolve.
So I did notice within these sectors, there are still default cameras that are up. And we've already talked about regenerative utility. Is that the same thing with barricades? If a team just is absolutely not attacking, they're more focused on defending, where they just immediately fell off, will those barricades come back up? Or is that through and through, once that destructibility is there, it's permanent?
Yeah, once the destructibility is going in place in the match, it's kind of the story of that match. So we allow that to be the permanent
beats
that had happened throughout it. So if
Bro
anything's
tried to
being
figure out the
broken
GPU
down,
of a
like
political
we talked about the
commentator,
top wall, maybe not reinforcing it right away is a
Bro
good
tried
move.
to figure out the GPU of the number 4 top Rainbow Six Siege streamer in the world currently as it stands. His GPU. Okay? This is not, I'm an apolitical guy. I'm a centrist. I don't do politics. I do gaming. Okay?
And
Calm
then
down.
put it up.
Another interesting thing.
Calm
though, when it
down.
comes to
We've leveled up.
destruction,
We're
you'll
number
see that
4
the
now.
barricades are
Also,
color-coded.
number 1 at
That's
Photoshop.
because
Look at
the
this.
team that has their own
Look
color
at
can
this.
tear it down.
Number 1 at
And so you can
Photoshop.
see
Number
a
4 at
sector
Rainbow Six
evolve
Siege.
over
Number 4.
time as
Wait,
the
what?
new
Did it F a
barricades
little
of
bit?
the attacking team come up because now they're reinforcing
They
it, and
want
the
to hold me
defenders have
back.
to recapture.
Twitch server side issue.
We've spent almost a decade of watching round by round things reset. It's a little bit odd to see persistent destruction in this game. So, I mean, you'd see it in TDM from time to time when eventually, you know, a map would be reduced to smithereens.
I'm gonna
but
put myself
not only
here.
do you see it now, but it plays
I'm
a
gonna
much
put
bigger
myself
impact
here
than
so
it
it
does in
seems like
TDM,
I'm
right?
playing.
TDM is a fun game mode, but here there's much more strategy, as you pointed
That's
out.
right.
And the way you go about it will only deepen people's
Chat,
understanding
look at me.
of
I'm
how
playing
to play
right
this
now.
game.
You know, Raza just displayed that perfectly of questioning whether or not that was one of his fellow cap cans or another team's trap, and then scanned it to see if it was, found out it was, and then shot that. Again, that's another thing as a veteran player when you're going to be experiencing
I
this,
hate that
you
that
are going to have to
happened.
be so aware of the utility that is placed around the map, placed
I'm going
around
crazy.
the sector.
I'm
because you
going
don't know if
crazy
it's
with it.
yours.
Look, I'm
You don't know if it's
deploying.
the
I'm
other team.
deploying.
You always
Okay.
have to be
I'm
on alert.
deactivating.
So
I'm
again, it adds
deactivating.
such
Hold on.
another core development and process that you're
The
going to be
Elon
going through while
Musk
playing
strat.
this 6v6 game of Dual Front.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I just
We're
blew
just
that
moments
up
away from
myself.
starting our last match of the day. Gentlemen, it's been great having you here, and I'm assuming you'll
Dude,
be
my
riding along
aim
for
is
the last
so
one.
good.
Is there
People don't
anything
understand
that
how good my
you want
aim
to talk
is.
about that we haven't seen yet, by any chance?
Actually, we've seen quite a bit here that we haven't dug into yet, and we're about to, because there are changes that are coming that you
I
might have
just
seen in Dual
blasted
Front.
him
They're
and
coming
then
to the
double
entire
tapped.
game.
Let's
So
go.
we'll be talking more
You see
about
that? Look at that
very
lean.
soon,
Look at my
actually.
lean
You're
on
just gonna
over
tease
here.
me?
Yep, that's
You're
it.
not
I'm doing
Just
it.
teasing
I'm
people,
doing
teasing
it.
us. We're
Teasing
up. You
us.
could whisper in our ears before you head
I'm
out.
doing it. You like that
Admittedly,
shot,
we
chat?
had to tease them earlier on with the new
Yeah.
game mode and all that
It's
special
like I'm
stuff.
hacking, dude. I'm so
Good
good.
things come to those who wait. The day is upon us for Dual Front, at least. Team Skittles, who you heard from earlier, and Team Meaty Marley
Anyway.
will do battle. Fun fact about both of these team captains, both of them started their careers and we eventually got a Skittles face reveal, and now we know what Meaty Marley looks like. The question is,
Yeah.
game,
It was crazy
will their
when I got the
gameplay
Meaty Marley
be as
face
handsome as
reveal.
they are?
Oh, yeah.
I think
Meaty
they will.
Marley
But
is
something
a
that really
crazy
sticks
name,
out
by
to
the
me
way.
about
I
those-
love
Please makes
it.
the favor here. I don't have one for the simple fact that your boy Roy and Atheno
right, I
look a
gotta
little
pee.
deflated
I'll be
in their
back in a
biceps.
second.
I
Hold
don't
on.
think they got their pumping for the day. So you're definitely going to have to rely on the 5 players, I should say, on each side to pick up the weight from both those two.
I have a slight suspicion as to what the devs were talking about, by the way, because they said there's something that we're changing in regular Siege that wasn't mentioned, but it was briefly shown on the reveal video before this. And then we saw what looked like a pipe on fire, which, as far as I'm aware, Gabriel, there's no operator who puts down explosive pipes.
No, there isn't. And I was curious of that too because, I mean, you know, as chefs, we add tons of ingredients to our meals and for people to digest. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here, is that ingredient is now being added into the gameplay that we all know and love in Siege. Again, we don't have operators that are laying down these pipes that can be shot. Is he going to shoot it? No, he's not going to shoot it. Unfortunately.
And as for what that quote-unquote ingredient might be, the devs will be talking about that later on. I do like that we have a big mix of players here in Atlanta. You've got controller players, you've got mouse and keyboard players, you've got Siege vets, you've got former pros, you've got world champions, you've got people who, as far as I'm aware, might not have ever really touched Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, I mean, Narcoleptic Nugget. He doesn't touch Siege. I mean, look at the gameplay right there. I know we know him from Siege, but I'm a little disappointed in his gameplay so far.
This was the man whose biceps you made fun of earlier.
Yeah, I know I'm going to regret it because, I mean...
Do you think he could take you in a fight?
Yes, for sure. I mean, look at him. He's so locked in. Actually, I lied. He just missed that.
Well, it was through a wall.
Oh, was it?
There are outlines on operators as well, because as you might have noticed on the top of the screen, the teams can run the same ops.
They can.
So you can have 2 vigils on the board at the same time. We saw in one of our earlier matches, there were 2 docks on the board. And outlines are very important to be able to distinguish, is it a friendly dock or is it an enemy dock?
Well, I mean, that's something that you're going to have to decipher,
Stop
like I was saying,
kissing.
with the utility that's
There's
going to
no
be on the
room
map.
for
You're going to
kissing.
have to keep in
We're
mind a
we're
mental
manly men
awareness
here.
of, okay.
We don't kiss.
We're seeing it right
What's
there.
this? No,
We squat
Macy,
up.
get off
He's,
drone.
see, he's not, you know, he's not appreciating. Okay.
There it is.
Oh, okay, so that's interesting. So, you know, we talked about operators not being able to lay anything like that, but in similarity to a Capital Bolt, similar to a Goyo canister, I mean, this creates a completely different new look and what we can see in Siege X.
This has been an interesting matchup between these two teams. They're playing it very slow, which is in stark contrast
That's how
to
I
the
would play it,
first
too.
game that we saw.
I would play it.
That had
I would play it
Uzi killing
slow, and then I played hard and
everybody in the
fast.
server. Now, they talked a lot about this neutral sector, and it's coming in pretty quickly. Again, it can spawn at different intervals. This one in just under a minute, and it'll be only 9 minutes into action. Will these teams pay that neutral sector and the assignment that comes with it the same respect that we saw from that Pengu and Spoit matchup? That is the question. Uh-oh.
Love the color commentary, very informative.
Okay,
That's
that flame
right,
actually
baby.
does get put out pretty quickly.
It's not a Goyo canister.
No, it's not.
Goyo canister lasts 20 seconds. That looked like about 3.
I don't even think 3. Maybe like 2. But I think we could be wrong. I'll wait to see.
You're
if
gonna fight with
anything.
me over a single
Kaya
second?
showed up.
No.
Kaya showed up to
Completely
watch the
unrelated
Siege
to
play.
what we're just about to talk about that we might see later on. But I mean, so far, this game mode is intense. There seems to be constant action no matter where you're looking, whether you are the one defending or you are the one attacking.
Now, speaking of, Alpha has to defend against a diffuser that's been put down while also dealing with the hostage objective in the middle of the map. That's the assignment that has spawned in. So you've got 6 players on your team. How many do you send
No,
to
dude. What are
deal
you
with
kidding
that
me?
diffuse kit? And how
course
many do you
not.
send to deal with the assignment?
That's the biggest thing. You know, if I'm in this
Chat, you
situation,
get dropped.
I'm sending at
if you
least
watch,
3. At least
you get
3
access to play the beta, by the way, just so you
For that
know.
hostage and keeping 1 on one end and 2 on the other. So
No,
that
the
way
answer
you are
is
still
this game is
covering
not
all
political.
of your bases,
Clearly, look at the
covering
game.
those sectors, making sure not only you
Bronny
can
plays
defend,
this
but you
game?
can still
Oh my
attack,
God.
but you can still go for
Maybe
that
he'll play with me.
sector. And they're trying to go. Okay, they did get it.
And then LeBron will see how good I am
curious
at the
if they know
game.
where to bring
And then he'll say,
extract
hey,
the hostage
if you're
here,
this
whereas
good
in
at
the
Rainbow
previous
Six
game,
Siege,
they were
maybe you're good at
unfamiliar, which I think
basketball
it's going
too.
to be the
And then
exact
he'll
same
ask me to
situation.
play for the
Yeah,
Lakers.
I mean, I think it's worth noting that everybody who is playing this game
that's gonna happen.
has little to no experience with it.
I would have done the same exact thing if I wasn't playing with Joshua.
Yeah, fair enough. So again, it comes down to learning on the fly. At
Realistic
differing skill
scenario?
levels,
Yeah, let me
differing
live, man.
platforms,
Let me
etc.
dream.
You will be able to get your hands on this beta for Dual Front later today. Again, link your Ubisoft Connect, link your Twitch account, and watch this stream or one of the partnered streams for about 30 minutes, and then you'll be in. You'll be able to play on PC and current gen consoles. Now, it looks like Skittles might be able to pull it off.
I think he's going to.
Funny because we listened to the on-boarder, the don't board the helicopter.
But
when
now
the
you board
the literal opposite is the focus here.
I mean, it's up to that one Brit to shut this out right here and not make sure. And Skittles, I mean, my God, wow. That was devastating right there. And now he's going to go for it. I mean, again, this is a beautiful thing, once again, is where you're not just focused on the sectors. You do have to focus on another objective, which is, again, it's so unique, and it still allows you to be in control of any scenario at any given moment, to be able to shift, to rotate, to be elusive, that you can't just focus on one thing. You have to shift your focus in other places through and through, which, again, for new players, old players, it allows you to constantly learn and adapt, which that's what Siege has been about for years.
And what you learn about this game mode is going to change very quickly.
Yes.
Assignments will be changing. Oh,
do it again, do it again!
Dude, this is my peak. This is how I peak too.
I don't
I'm so
think
good at
they're
peaking.
capable of hearing us. But again, just to kind of underscore how this game mode will be supported, a season in Rainbow Six Siege is about 3 months, give or take, because we have 4 a year, just like regular seasons. Twice a season, the operator lineup will change, which means that for a lot of players, as you're finding your footing, things will shift. And then at the start of each new season, the assignment will change. Right now, it's rescue Dokkaebi, pick up the hostage, get her to the helicopter, save her, but who knows what's next? There's one thing that I've noticed that isn't present, and that's anything to do with secure area. If you look at the original 3 game modes of Rainbow Six Siege, you have the regular bomb, which is the whole premise of Dual Front. You have hostage, which is the special assignment, but where is secure area? Could it be coming next or coming at some point in future seasons?
Well, we're already getting something brand new with Dual Front, and it already being a heap loads of different things involved. So we could see an entirely different brand new mode introduced. Well, I mean, you know what I mean entirely.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, honestly, everything's up in the air of what could be brought in.
And it allows the developers to toy with the game, frankly. The Siege X formula has been around and has been tweaked over time. And you're going to see some more of those tweaks coming up in the next portion of this showcase in the core gameplay update section. But you can't really reinvent Siege. But if you want to experiment, Dual Front is a great game mode where you can take those liberties and try out some new stuff, and who knows? Just as right now, original core Siege has influenced Dual Front, something could be cooked up for this game mode that is popular enough, maybe one day down the line, we see it in the core game. Maybe not. This is us idly speculating, but again, it gives the devs a chance. It gives the devs a chance to talk about this new game mode.
And of course he's MVP.
Of course. We've got our last interview for Dual Front with Fastan and Patricia.
Thank you. Hey, Fastan, how are you doing?
I'm doing very good.
I didn't know you were going to stream so early. Hell yeah,
baby. A lot of fun. It's been great.
Oh, amazing. Thank you for letting me take the time to pick your brain. I actually wanted to ask you about strategy. How's the team strategy been? How's that evolving?
Well, our team's doing really good on the strategy front. I feel like, with the people that we're playing against, people said we were not going to stand a chance with some major winners against us or something like that. We played 2 games yesterday, 1 game today. All I want to say is we are 3-0 up in games because we are taking Dokkaebi as our win condition. If you get Dokkaebi and you extract her, you actually get 2/3 of a sector, and that's been helping us win 3 games in a row, and it's been absolutely amazing so far.
Oh, amazing insight. Thank you so much, Fastan. Really appreciate your time being here. Can't wait for more gameplay. Okay.
Well, thank you so very much. And again, it's great to have everybody here under one roof playing this game.
I'm going on a mass purge right now, quietly.
What we're watching, because
is it
we
against
only
your
they get to play it, they get to experience it.
From 10 a.m. Pacific to 12. Dude, I posted about this on my...
Yeah.
Man, nobody pays attention to anything I post.
Game mode. It's
I posted in the Twitch Twitter comms.
Whether it's going to be here or you guys later once this all wraps up.
Okay.
It is an unfamiliar
10 a.m.
area
to 12 p.m. Pacific.
Everybody.
I'm
so
watching
again,
the Rainbow Six announcement, then I'm playing the new Rainbow Six for an hour.
There might not even be a meta in general
and
because
then,
there is many factors to take into here that we just have not seen throughout Siege's history.
And if you're new to this stream and just catching up to speed, the game mode we just watched, the new permanent 6v6 game mode coming to Siege X, is going to be playable later today. We'll be giving out beta keys to those who have their Ubisoft Connect and Twitch accounts linked together. So you can get the keys here. You can get it from the partnered streams as well. You just got to watch about 30 minutes. Then you'll get access to the beta code. It'll go live when the show wraps up later today. But we've got Patricia ready yet again. As I said, this show's going to go quick. I didn't lie. Patricia, take it away.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Antero and Laxing. How are you guys enjoying Dual Front?
Woo!
Pretty cool. You just heard them talking about some core gameplay updates that we will be revealing in the next segment. So all that's left is for me to set the stage. Please welcome back directors Alexander Karpazis
Cheaters ruin games. Game will flood them. Does Siege have a lot of cheaters? I thought it was like another game that I can't. Am I allowed to see other games during an ad? I don't know, but I thought there was like a more of a COD thing.
Launching June 10th at the start of Year 10 Season 2. This
Parker on the right is the reason I got into politics and found your community. Wait, really?
So special.
People keep saying that one of the casters is a big HasanAbi head.
Our new 6v6 game mode. And there's a lot more to talk about. Siege X will deliver sweeping updates across all of Siege, with a strong focus on modernizing our maps, refining our gameplay, and evolving our audio, with much
Bernie
more to
Sanders said he
come.
fucks heavy with Rainbow Six Siege X. Yeah, that's true. Bro, Bernie Sanders' brain would
At
explode
its
if you
heart,
sat him in
our
front of a computer to
philosophy
try and
remains the
play
same.
this game.
Reinforce what makes Siege so unique. Its deep tactics, intense strategy, and the thrill of outsmarting your opponents.
But before we dive into what's next, we want to take a moment to recognize those who have made all of this possible. You, our players. And I bet there's some veteran players in this very room.
Me! They're talking about me! Me! I'm a vet.
Your commitment and support over the years has shaped Siege into what it is today. And we have something special.
They're
to show
talking
our
about me,
appreciation.
chat.
Let's
Veteran
take a
players
look
like
at
me.
Our veteran rewards. This is a special way to celebrate your time with Siege. For each year you've been with us, you'll receive a unique reward to honor your dedication. If you've been with us since year 3, for example, you'll receive 7 rewards from year 3 to year 9. And for those who have been with us since year 1, we've prepared something truly special. A new, exclusive Black Ice skin. This is our way of saying thank you for standing with us through every battle, every season, and every moment that continues to shape the future of Siege.
We also want to celebrate your legacy in Siege with a special badge of honor. This exclusive badge marks the year you joined the fight, a testament to your dedication and journey in the game.
Wait, I would get a 2018 badge then if
Whether
that's the case.
you're a recent recruit or a battle-hardened veteran, this badge is yours to wear with pride.
No, I got.
Now,
I play
it's
Siege
time
in
to
like
talk about
2018.
important
I'll get a
change that's coming to
2018
the game.
badge.
Recently, we introduced crossplay, giving you the ability to play with your friends no matter which platform they're on. With Siege X, we're tearing down barriers, ready to welcome more players that want to experience the
Noam
best
Chomsky is deep
tactical
into Siege.
FPS.
I think
We want to make it
okay.
easier to invite your friends to play the game. We want to continue to grow the community. And we want to continue to build this game with veterans and new players from around the world. Starting June 10th, with the launch of Siege X, new players will be able to download the game for
Giannis
free
Varoufakis.
and jump directly into the Siege experience. Free access will help grow the Siege community, but we want to ensure that Siege remains fair and protected, particularly for Ranked and Siege Cup. So, let's break it all down so you know what to expect as a new player and a veteran.
With free access, players can dive into our brand new game mode, Dual Front. Learn the mechanics through our onboarding playlists, sharpen their skills in quick match, have fun in seasonal events. Unranked is making its long-awaited comeback. Unranked offers a competitive yet approachable experience for free access players to test their skills and explore the new pick and ban system, which you'll see in action in our show match later on. Free access players can experience core Siege gameplay and access training modes, earn XP, and unlock rewards. As part of the new onboarding process, players can earn and customize up to 26 operators through play. Additional operators can still be unlocked using the currency they earn to continue to grow their roster. The most competitive playlists, Ranked and Siege Cup, are high stakes and reserved for those who unlock the next level of Siege
That's
competition
me. I
through
have
premium
clearance level
access.
50.
And as always, you'll need to be level 50 to participate. Also, I want to reassure our dedicated players. You will keep access to everything you have.
Bro, you level 5? Chill, dude.
That's right. Don't worry, veteran players. You'll keep access to everything you've earned over the past 10 years. Your access to our competitive playlists, such as Ranked and Siege Cup, your progression, your operators, your inventory, will all be yours to keep and to continue building for the future. No payments or action required to transfer your progress. As Siege continues to grow, we're not just preserving your legacy, we're refreshing the experience for every player. With SiegeX, our totally revamped UI will be more than just a new coat of paint.
That dude
How
looks
you
like
navigate
Noah
through game
Colwyn.
modes, browse your battle
That operator
pass,
looks like Noah
and
Colwyn.
interact with Siege is faster, it's more intuitive, and more immersive. The UI overhaul also streamlines your experience as you track your journey as
This
a
whole
Siege
show has
player.
an E3, has
So
such
whether
an
you're a
E3
veteran
vibe.
bringing in new friends,
Yeah, it's a
or
gaming
fresh recruit,
showcase.
we've revamped Siege's global progression system. Clearance levels, reward unlocks, and challenges have been improved, making it easier to track your progress and navigate the early stages of the
Lol,
game.
we celebrating not taking people's
Our
content?
focus was
What?
to make getting into Siege as fun as possible, while giving you the tools you need to learn the deep and rewarding systems of the game.
Are you okay?
We're thrilled to welcome new players into Siege with free access. And we know that a growing community comes with responsibility. With SiegeX, we're making sure the game is the most secure it's ever been. That means industry-leading player protection, fairer matchmaking, and continued efforts to encourage a positive game that welcomes everyone. First, let's talk about game security.
Last month at the Six Invitational,
Is this
we
an ad?
introduced
Is
R6
this an ad?
Shield Guard,
Is this an
our
ad?
latest
Is this an
anti-cheat
ad?
initiative. To
Chatters
catch up
don't
on
know
the
how to
current
read,
status
man.
of R6 Shield Guard, let's hear from programming team lead Adrian Fress.
Dog, look at the title. Read 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 the title.
Cheating
Read
and
the
toxicity
title.
has no place in Siege, and we won't rest until it's a thing of the past. At SI, we introduced our new initiative, Rainbow Six Shield Guard.
Rainbow
Our
Six
Six Shield Guard
Shield
takes a
Guard.
multifaceted approach to anti-cheat. Our QB system distributes different executables to our players, preventing tampering and issuing sanctions when detected. Binary handling is the act of encrypting and hardening of
There you
game
go.
code
Chatters were asking about
to make
cheaters.
it
Look
even
at that.
more difficult to tamper with. Our security measures have rendered cheat makers' capacity to come back online much harder, with some of them exiting the scene entirely. Gameplay violation, our in-game defense system that allows for
Canadians
detecting
need
players performing
subtitles?
impossible
That's funny.
behavior within the game, like sprinting while shooting. This system basically renders raid cheating a thing of the past, and we are working to keep it that way. Our next line of defense, Mousetrap, detects the use of mouse and keyboard in console pools. Our final line of defense is data. We use AI and analytics to detect irregular and exploitative behavior in the game. With SiegeX, our Siege Shield Guard updates live without the need of a scheduled maintenance. Cheats will be harder, more difficult, and costlier to make, and cheat makers won't be able to anticipate security updates before they come in. Our Siege Shield Guard is a long-term investment. We're here to stay, and we can't wait to share more.
That's a man who definitely, yes, he knows when
We're
XQC
taking
speaks, he understands what he's
anti-toxicity in the
saying.
game seriously as well.
It's like a
and we've made
superpower,
huge
honestly.
strides to make sure that everyone feels comfortable playing the game. We've doubled down on our mission. There is no room for abusive language and harassment in Siege. Here's Lancelot Satjay, Associate Director of Player Protection and Game Security, to talk about the systems we
They
have in
woke
place.
now. Let's go.
We know that toxicity has become more frequent in game, especially with a constant increase over the past 2 years. But the good news is, since Year 9 Season 4, the past December, we are now seeing the first decrease in toxicity. This is thanks to features such as our rework reputation system that addresses recurrent toxicity while rewarding constant positive behavior. Plus, our recently implemented automated text chat moderation. Since its release in Year 9 Season 4, the number of unacceptable messages has been divided by 2. We are constantly working to improve and balance detections. We are also dedicated to protect potential targeted players with our privacy setting features. In Year 10, the reputation
Someone in
system
the
is
YouTube
fully
chat
activated. It
typing
means that the
drops
most
is
toxic
so
players,
funny to me.
the one with a dishonorable standing, have been removed from ranked, standard, and Siege Cup matches as they were impacting 25% of games played. Players with a positive standing are receiving rewards and specific car backgrounds. The more constructive feedbacks we receive, the better and fairer our systems are. To do so, use the in-game report function or contact us through R6Fix. We are listening to your feedback, and player protection will continue to evolve to make sure that the game is safe for you, even more with free access.
Anti-cheat and anti-toxicity are top priorities for
Let's
us on
go.
Siege. And I want to thank Adrian and Lancelot and their teams for their work making the game the most competitive
Anti-cheat
and
and
fair
anti-toxicity.
it's ever
That's
been.
that's my jam.
Now, let's talk about the maps and visual updates we mentioned at the 6th Invitational. We've been listening, refining, and working behind the scenes to bring you game-changing updates to core Siege gameplay. SiegeX isn't just about the new experiences. It's about making the 5v5 Siege you love even better. From mechanics to quality of life improvements and everything in between, we're ushering in a new era for Siege.
One of the biggest changes coming to Siege is our modernized map update. We know how important maps are in Siege, and we've been hard at work improving visuals, readability, and overall gameplay flow to make every engagement more tactical and immersive. These updates will enhance lighting and textures and be more in line with the dark, gritty tone that people picture when they think of Siege, all while maintaining the strategic depth players love. But words can only do so much. So let's take a look at how these changes come to life in action.
Permission to swag out, permission granted. Permission granted, operator. RTX on.
That's right. At launch, SiegeX will introduce 5 fully modernized maps: Clubhouse, Chalet, Bank, Cafe, and Border.
Timothy Chalamet.
After the season of SiegeX's debut, each new season will deliver 3 more modernized maps. We've done significant work on these environments. We've rebuilt the lighting engine to bring more realistic atmosphere with richer contrast and colors. All major surfaces have been redone, with materials looking more real thanks to updated, physically based rendering standards, displacement mapping,
I gotta pee, I'll be
exposure
back.
compensation, and increased resolution. For PC players, that means an optional true 4K texture pack for the sharpest, most detailed environments possible. For those watching the stream, we'll be sharing all of these videos today at full resolution so you can see the difference. Building on the technology of lighting and modernized maps, we're also introducing a feature that adds a whole new layer to tactical awareness: first-person shadows.
Now you'll have to think twice about your positioning. If you're entering a room or passing a hallway, you'll be able to see whether your shadow is revealing your location to waiting enemies. This small but crucial detail makes movement and positioning more important than ever. The reason we can make all these changes and still ensure a competitive experience is because of a major change we're doing in making our enemy outlines updated.
When we talk about stealth in Siege, we want players to focus on how much noise they make, not how visible they are. We always want enemies to be clear and identifiable. The new outline system means, even with the more immersive lighting, enemies can't hide in the shadows. This is a big change, but one that over time feels natural and ensures a fun and fair game. As usual, we'll keep listening to your feedback and make adjustments as needed.
The
Another
rising
big
anti-gaming
change
sentiment
is the Repel update in Siege
in the
X,
chat is
bringing
alarming.
more options to the most unique
It will be
movement
addressed.
mechanics in first-person shooters.
Repelling has always been a defining feature of Siege, but we knew it could be even better. With advanced Repel, you can now sprint along the wall, and you can pull off what we saw Callie do back in the playbook.
You will no
story
longer be able to
trailer.
hide in the shadows,
You can now
anti-gamers.
transition around corners while on Repel, including when sprinting. Here's those improvements in-game.
Smooth cornering and sprinting makes rappelling on a wall and executing a plan so much more satisfying.
It's all about giving players more control, making movement feel natural, intuitive, and immersive. This is why we've also taken the time to update our basic movement in the game to include momentum as well. No more start and stop movement, but true flow and responsiveness. Let me give you a concrete example of this in action. Picture yourself moving across the bed in the bedroom gym side of Clubhouse. Before the changes, as soon as you ran off the bed, you would immediately stop running, drop straight down, and then start running again once you've landed on the floor. With the momentum-based movement update, you will continue to run off of short drops and carry your momentum with you. This achieves a new level of flow and immersion in the moment-to-moment action of Siege. We can't wait to see the creative plays that these changes will inspire.
Your ass got me to re-download the game after literal years. That's the whole point. That's why it's an ad. Hashtag ad.
Let's
Hashtag
dive
sponsored.
into something that's going to shake up gameplay itself.
Let's go.
Say hello to Destructible ingredients.
During an operation, every detail matters. Your intel, your loadout, your position, but above all else, your environment.
How will this affect LeBron's legacy? I don't know. I mean, I guess Bronny plays a lot, is what chatters were telling me, which means that Bronny, considering that Bronny is LeBron's legacy, if he plays too much of this game, he's not going to be able to play basketball well. So I guess it negatively impacts his legacy.
I freaking love these things. Destructible ingredients are shaking things up in Siege, bringing fresh tactical opportunities for both attackers
Bronny getting
and defenders.
diamond.
These aren't just
Siege.
environmental details. They're strategic tools that
Bronny getting
swing the
diamond in
outcome
Siege.
of combat engagements in modernized maps.
Streamers
and dual
installing
front.
sneakers in real life for silent
First up,
gameplay. Yep.
Fire extinguishers.
Look at that.
You'll see these scattered across the map, and when they're destroyed, they release a thick cloud of smoke, giving you some quick visual cover, but that's not all. If an enemy is standing too close when one bursts, they'll be concussed, setting you up for the perfect push. Next, we have gas pipes, and these can really disrupt the flow of the fight. Shoot it, and it releases a controlled flame, cutting off rotations and forcing roamers to move. But here's the catch. Once the fire reaches its peak, the pipe explodes, covering the area in flames and creating a brutal area denial effect. And finally, metal detectors.
I have more elite
You
skins
have
than
seen
Bronny.
these
That's
before,
depressing to
but they're a
say.
little
That's
more
not
responsive
depressing.
than you've come to
That
know
means you're
them.
better than Bronny at something, which
Metal
is cool. I don't
detectors
think I'm
are
better
now
than Bronny
fully
at anything.
interactive.
So
you can disable them temporarily or permanently, giving you the control over when movement is detected. Do you disable them to sneak through unnoticed, or leave them on to bait enemies into giving away their position? You can even destroy them outright with explosives. These destructible ingredients introduce new tactical possibilities, giving players more ways to manipulate their surroundings and outplay their opponents.
Each of these destructible ingredients adds a new layer of strategy and creates fresh opportunities for creative play. Whether you're using them to gain an advantage or counter an opponent's plan, they'll keep every round dynamic and unpredictable. We can't wait to see the tactical strategies you'll come up with. Destructible ingredients will be available in modernized maps and in the dual front game mode. And we're not done working on destructible ingredients. We'll be listening to all of you to see how we evolve them in the future. Speaking of listening, audio in Siege is one of the most important tools a player can use to get a competitive edge. That's why we're introducing the biggest audio overhaul Siege has ever seen or heard.
Oh yeah, audio perverts eating
Every
good.
gunshot,
Audio pervs
footstep,
eating good.
and explosion will be more accurate, more immersive, and more clear than ever before. You're going to want to turn up your volume and put on your headphones for this one. Get ready to hear the difference.
Oh hell yeah.
In Rainbow Six Siege, audio has been overhauled to convey a greater sense of accuracy in order to give players more cues to reliably detect enemy actions. These audio enhancements add a layer of spatial distinctions, making it easier to tell if someone is coming from your left.
Let's go.
Or your right.
That don't matter to me much because I still
Sound
end up...
propagation has been upgraded, with sound traveling vertically and allowing players to know if an enemy is pushing from above or below. Sound also propagates through openings created in surfaces, offering more immersion. Sound reverberation is more realistic, relaying whether nearby actions are coming from a big room, a small room, indoors, or outdoors, making pinpointing enemy locations more reliable. These audio innovations offer new tools to adjust response tactics, deliberately cause noise to draw rivals into an ambush, or use carpeted areas to limit the sound of infiltration, and use flashbangs to mask the sounds of powerful abilities, making for a more immersive, refined, and satisfying tactical shooter experience.
I get goosebumps every time I hear the new audio. With this audio overhaul, every sound in Siege is more precise and immersive than ever. You'll be able to pinpoint gunshots, footsteps, and explosions more accurately, whether they're coming from the left, the right, above, or below. Intel makes or breaks great plays in Siege. With these enhancements, audio has become an even greater intel asset and is more reliable than ever. Audio will be able to provide the intel you need to succeed, but to truly dominate, teams need to be able to share that intel, coordinate attacks, and call out enemy. But we know that not everyone is comfortable using voice comms.
That's why we're introducing the communication wheel, a new tool to design communication faster, clearer, and more accessible for everyone.
In the heat of battle, communication is key. That's why the communication wheel is so important. It's your new way to call the shots and keep your squad in sync. Need help with a breach or a rotate? Call out the spot for your play. Is an area clear? Let your squad know it's safe to reposition. Ready to make a push? Tell your team you are moving in and lead the attack. And when a teammate makes the right move, confirm it with an okay or send them a quick thank you to keep the teamwork flowing. The communication wheel gives every player the tools to share their strategy regardless of their playstyle, keeping your team one step ahead.
We covered a lot of subjects, but what about weapons? We know how much players love their weapon skins, and now, for the first time in Siege, you can check them out with Weapon Inspect. I know, we've been looking forward to Weapon Inspect just as much as you have. Rifles, pistols, shotguns, Siege has over 100 weapons in the game, and you can inspect every single one of them on the battlefield. Now is the time to flex your favorite skins and appreciate every single detail.
You're about to see all of these changes in action in a 5v5 show match with your favorite creators. But before we get there, I wanted to take a moment to speak directly to all of our veteran players and community. I'd just like to personally thank you for making Siege what it is today. I myself am a year one player, and the last 10 years have been incredible. Thank you for the laughs. Thank you for the revives. Thank you for the adrenaline pumping clutches. And thank you for the EMPs and cover fire as I was trying to open the main breach as my boy Thermite. 10 years of this game and the moments that have come with it are truly something to celebrate. And I can assure you that we still have plenty in store throughout the year to celebrate this momentous milestone with all of you. We've been building towards this moment for 3 years.
Woo! Shout out veterans.
All right. We've been building towards this moment for 3 years, and it feels unreal to finally be able to share it. Siege X marks the beginning of a new era of Rainbow Six Siege. This is our commitment to keeping Siege at the top as the best team-based tactical shooter out there.
Check every corner, I did.
This is our commitment to the next 10 years of Siege.
I always do.
And this is our commitment to you, our players, for being here this whole time.
I'm
Thank
Mr.
you.
Tactical Corner Clear, dude. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it is a lot of fun to LARP as a tactical guy. I totally
Rainbow
get
Six
why
Siege
people do it.
has changed my life.
Like,
And
I
I've
feel
had
like
many
I'm in the
players
middle.
from around the world
I feel
tell
like
me
I'm
the
in a
same
Hideo
thing.
Kojima production.
Siege X is the continuation of this life-changing game. And on behalf of the entire team, who are working so hard to build on the amazing legacy, we would like to thank you all. The stories you share, the friends and the passion you have for the game inspires us to always make Siege better. And we
They
have
put
one
my
more
operator in the
announcement.
game, Hank Pecker, 3
As
armor,
you know,
1 speed, primary,
our
M4
esports
secondary,
event,
Glock 17,
Reload,
gadget
will
leaves.
take place in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, this May. And
Gadget
today
leaves a
we can
tablet in a
say
room with a live stream of him
that
screaming
we
at
are
people.
excited to announce that this will be the first Siege competition ever played on Siege X. Everything we just presented today will be there. The modernized maps, the overhauled audio, the new Repel mechanics, the works. Reload will also be the place for us to share with you the full roadmap for year 10 and give you an idea
Poo-poo
of what's to
Piker
come
shits
after
himself
the
and bans a
launch of
random
Siege X
hostage. Primary
on
weapon
June
MP5.
10th. Before we jump into the 5v5 show
Calm
match,
down, dude.
I'm going to pass it over to Patricia.
Wow. Thank you so much, Alex and Josh. Incredibly exciting updates. Wow. And now, a little surprise for all of you Ash fans out there.
I looked like Batman. Your primer is definitely not an MP5. It's not. It's an AR-15. Wait, is this woke?
Well, an awful lot of information, and I didn't really expect it to get so emotional. But to Josh's point, it's not just the devs whose lives have been made better by this game. It's both of us as well. It's many of you. We're not just a community. In a lot of ways, it feels like a family. And for the last 10 years, so many people's lives have been made better by Siege. So from both of us, a very heartfelt thanks to the dev team, to the publishers, to the developers who've worked on this, to the people on the esports side of things, to the streamers and content creators, but most importantly,
yes, us.
To you watching. Because we
And
wouldn't
chat,
be
that's
here
you.
without you, the community.
Yeah, I mean, it's a surreal moment to be in this historical moment. You know, a decade of Siege, and to think that we're now here with something brand new for each and every single person, whether from the beginning and to now. I mean, it is truly a heartfelt moment, not only for me, for you, and like you said, for everyone around to just be in this moment, to partake in this. And again, thank you to each and every single one of you.
And why don't you give yourself here in Atlanta a round of applause, because you've been great so far today. I know that there was some onion cutting going on moments ago, but this is ultimately a celebration, and you've been spectacular so far. We are not done just yet. We do have a show match coming up. I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm excited. Oh, okay.
I just complimented you. How are you booing me? I'm right. That's very hurtful.
Maybe weapon inspect? Oh.
I'm weapon inspecting my cue cards. They love it. That's a cheap pop. That's a cheap pop. A lot of big updates to the core of Siege. We saw a lot of it during Dual Front, but now you'll get to see it in action in what is called Core Siege, the game that you know and love, the game that you've been playing for some of you maybe a couple months, some of you maybe a couple days, some of you maybe since the game launched in December 2015. We've decided to adopt another dev, though. We had both Alex and Josh on earlier, and now we're going to bring in our good friend Chris to talk about something else that is a little bit intriguing.
I love LARPing. I love LARPing.
It hasn't been in the game since the beginning, but it has become a of Siege, and I am going to put some blame on you. You're the reason why people's favorite operators aren't available.
This is not a real gun,
games.
guys.
We're going to be talking about
gun.
pick and ban. While we talk about the pick and ban, let's get ready for Skittles versus Meaty Marley in our 5v5 show match. Yeah, get loud. Come on, you can do better than that.
I feel like that was like the same energy. I'm surprised it's not as loud.
Chris, there's something very different going on the screen right now. Care to walk us through it?
Yeah, we're now seeing our newly updated pick and ban system for ranked, Siege Cup, and the returning unranked. So each team will ban one operator before each round and up to 3 operators on each side. This new system is much faster to get into the action as both attack and defense ban in parallel. It also offers more strategic options when planning your next round, as you can ban with the knowledge of which site you want to defend or attack.
I just got here very confused for a sec.
If you want to defend basement on
Yes,
Chalet,
we're watching the
you
Rainbow
can ban
Six
before the
Siege
next
showcase.
round. You can also
ad.
act on
I'm going to be
information you
playing
gain throughout
Rainbow
the
Six
match.
Siege
So if you notice they
beta
have a good smoke,
in a
you can
minute
take
after
him
this
off
is
the table
over.
and force your
And then
opponents to
after
switch up their
that,
defense.
I'm going to get to the news.
We are excited to see how this shakes up the meta. You
Number
can
3 in
ban
the
more
Siege category
ops,
over
it's
Ubisoft.
faster, and you have
HasanAbi heads
more
are waking
intel to
up
inform your
closer to
decisions.
normal start time. Yeah.
We have a specific adaptation of this system for our esports competition. You'll see the esports version of this new pick and ban system in action for the first time at the Reload event in May in Rio, Brazil.
Thank you very much, Chris. Is there anything you want to add just before we say goodbye? We've unadopted you now. You're free to go. While we watch the game, is there anything about the pick and ban that you want to touch on?
I don't want to really touch on the pick and ban because we already went over that, but I will say, once again, thank you so much to our players. Thank you for today. Thank you for coming. The creators, the casters, our dev team, thank you so much.
And we thank you as well. It's a joint effort. There are a lot of people who worked tirelessly for countless hours to make not just Siege X happen, but this Siege X showcase. Lots of people behind the scenes. You get to hear and see our faces, but we're not here without the other people who are operating the cameras, the mics, production, and all of that. So a heartfelt thank you to them as well. So
there we go.
You're supposed to clap. You're supposed to clap too.
Caught on in the end.
Now, one of the things that was touched on by the devs was that destructible ingredients, and we saw it immediately. Meaty Marley meleeing the fire extinguisher, and another one just went as well. Now, you can wait and let those destructible ingredients go off in the cut and thrust of a match. Or if you think that they might hinder you, you can get rid of them real early on. There's variations to it.
Again, it adds that core element of Siege that we all know and love, that you can outsmart an opponent.
Yeah, you guys loved
get
it.
rid of it entirely.
You guys watch him peeking, but when I'm peeking IRL, everybody makes fun of me and says, "Hey, watch out for your back,
I always
Unk."
can appreciate that it's not.
Guess what, dude?
necessarily
I peek
forced.
like that
But again,
too.
the fact that this is now
IRL.
another element in these maps, such as Clubhouse, does change the dynamic of how this map can be played. For me, instantly, when I
Hasan
think about
Peeker.
rotating, you hit that active ingredient to make those pipelines go off, to cut off that rotate, whether that's an attacker, whether that's a defender doing that, it just creates another element to see.
Those knees were shaking. That's what you
Now
want.
the team's
That's
on your
what you
screen,
wish.
as you can see.
You
on the
wish
bottom
my knees were
portion,
shaking.
Skittles, Eldon, Macy J, Varsity Gaming, and Yo Boy Roy
Yeah.
on one side. And speaking
My
of
operator,
Roy,
is OP because I have a small hitbox. I'm famous for never getting headshotted.
Workout in. I think the blood's flowing in the biceps. They're filled now. I mean, he got 2K. He just hit a frost mat, so honestly, leg day isn't looking too great. Can't lift that up unless you don't have a strong core, so we might have to take that back for the next round. But I mean, it was a 1v1.
And Varsity clutches it out.
They took him to the academy.
They did. First round on the new look of Clubhouse. By the way, Clubhouse is one of the 5 maps that have received a visual update / visual overhaul. And as Chris mentioned, we don't just have the pick and ban at the start of the match anymore. You ban operators between rounds. So in round number 1, the attackers didn't want to deal with the Valkyrie, so they got rid of it. The defenders didn't want to deal with a Monty, and now they don't want to deal with the Blackbeard. Hey, let me say this. This isn't an esport event, but even the casual community says, we don't want to play with shields. Let's get rid of them. So a Blackbeard ban and a Bandit ban, and the one thing that you can lean upon from your experience playing is a Bandit ban by the attackers comes in because you are expecting your defending opponents to go to a certain bomb site. Now, it looks like Team Meaty Marley will go down to basement, where Bandit isn't necessarily as critical. Kai tends to be a stronger operator here. That church wall downstairs, it's going to stay.
Channel now,
some other
buddy.
type of
Come back
denial,
at
which,
1
by the way,
p.m.
Meaty Marley his team is not bringing at all.
Yeah, and again, it creates a completely
What is
different...
this? For those who are new to Rainbow Six Siege, don't do that. What is that?
Hey, it's okay to do that. This could be used in a way that we've never seen before.
Do you think that we're about to witness a new competitive esport meta?
Absolutely.
With a triple unreinforced panel and a lone mirror window?
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen, you know, what haven't you seen in Siege? It's endless opportunities, abilities. I just saw 3 cap cans at the front of that door. I don't typically see that. So the fact that we're seeing a mirror on an unreinforced church wall, it makes sense. I'm going for a spawn kill here, but Ross can't get it done. But back to your point of just, you know, getting rid of certain operators through and through without each round instead of it being at the very forefront of it, again, creates such a different level in how you want to approach Siege. And that's always been the beautiful thing about Siege. It's you can't get too comfortable. The meta is constantly shifting. And I think we can all agree that you need to be on your toes when you're playing Siege.
Thank you to Rolo for showing us how the weapon inspect plays in. I will say, with all the changes we've seen, the audience did seem the loudest at the weapon inspect. It has been
rightfully so, but I gotta also
very
say,
well received.
The visual enhancements as well. Clubhouse looks absolutely beautiful.
That drywall looks like it was put up yesterday.
I think you could smell it if you were in the lobby.
I can. Smells like a new build. Which, by the way, seems like CJX is. Now, we both come from esports, so we're going to take some time to actually cast this like a real esport match. We'll also take some time to be a bit more casual in the way we go about this. And all of these players currently competing know Clubhouse. It's one of the oldest maps. It came with the game in launch.
I'm not going to lie,
it was
chat.
the first
I am a little nervous about playing Siege later.
Tweaking it to make
because
it
I don't like. I'm gonna be so butt cheeks. Everyone is gonna clown on me. I don't want you guys to make fun of me. Please don't. I'm a little rusty. I'm a vet. I played in like 2018. I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran of the Rainbow Six Siege Wars.
collapse, but it's
talking about Varsity just got put down.
Yeah.
And Narco
If
is
we're
the
gonna be
last
real
two
for a
left.
second,
Diffuser running away, and a counter disable as Macy
you know,
sweeps
I am a
in,
little nervous.
and he blows the doors off of the defense. Macy as well, one of the OGs, making content since the game basically first launched. There's a
We
lot
will make
of
fun of
Siege
you, don't make
veterans
fun of me.
and Siege royalty, if you could say that, in this lobby.
Without a doubt, and of course Macy's going to know how to play those post plants. I mean, you see his videos that he uploads. Macy does a very good job at capturing how Siege is played at a tactical
I've played
mindset.
consistently
He
since
has
year
a
2. I
very,
average 1 kill a
very
game. Don't
good
worry. Oh my
understanding
God.
of
Okay.
the ability to outplay an opponent. And again,
Anyone
for
you
that
know among the
post-plant,
sponsored content
easy,
creators?
he
Yeah,
gets it done. But
Ludwig
again,
is the
seeing these
one
bans
I
come
know.
out, now, the Dokkaebi makes sense. Vigil on a Clubhouse, little skeptical of that ban coming through. I think there are some operators on that list that you could get rid of that would help you on those defensive halves. But, oh wait, no, I believe that's the attacking half. That is my correction. I don't think for the attackers you really need to get rid of a
Bro,
Vigil
play Capcan and
on
place
here.
your
But
ability
again,
on random
the fact
doors,
that you are now
trust.
able to just get rid of these many operators throughout the game.
Yeah, Nephew is playing.
Again, it's a
I
completely
thought Nephew
different
was
look.
playing from
We
home
are
like
running out
me,
of time for
but
you
it
to
turns
get
out Nephew is
access
actually there.
to the dual
So
front
I can't play
beta.
with Nephew because
So
he's already
if you are
there.
just tuning in, hurry. Link your Ubisoft account with Twitch, and then watch either this stream or one of our partnered streamers, and you'll gain access to the beta code after
That's
about
me.
a half hour or so.
Yeah, all you need to do is watch for half an
that
hour,
Team
and then you
Meaty
get
Marley are able
the
to
beta
bring this
code,
one
the
back.
drops.
Because typically Clubhouse is a defender-sided map. The fact that Team Skittles are already off to the races with 2 rounds is a bit abnormal for what we see out of Clubhouse. But hey, it is a show match. This is not the epitome of competitive, and most importantly, it's not an esports competition.
Well, I think it's just, you know, when you look at Roy and you look at Varsity, he's kind of just taking him to school, and Roy's taking him to the gym. You know, they're both educating Team Meaty Marley on some degree.
Yeah. It's a cheeky little angle that we just saw from Rolo in a spot that was popularized in
Majority
esports called
Report,
the
thank you for the
Adam
raid.
spot, as there was a
What
player
an
named
interesting,
Adam,
what
who
an
at one
interesting
point in time
stream
hit
to
there
raid
as a
into.
vigil, went undetected,
We are currently
and then got
watching
into
Rainbow
ace
Six
as he came
Siege, the showcase, hashtag ad. And later I'll be playing Rainbow Six Siege. You can watch, if you watch for 30 minutes, you can get the beta and you know, enjoy playing the game yourself. Unkraid. I will be doing news coverage after at 1 p.m. Pacific.
We're not even a minute.
Show them the Weapon Inspect RP. Okay, hold on. Watch. Rainbow Six Siege Weapon Inspect roleplay is
There we go. Get the 2-piece
happening
with
right
the C4
now. Hold on.
from
Let me zip
Rolo.
up real quick.
Again,
Oh, shit.
that's going to be a TikTok clip that I'm sure
I just dropped my gun.
she's going to upload
Fuck.
as
for
soon
sure.
as possible.
They're all, hey, they're all farming clips. They're all farming clips.
Okay.
Side swap has now come in, so as was discussed by Chris, but Gabe, you can touch upon, when you're on attack, you ban a defender.
Correct.
When you are a defender, you ban an attacker. So gone are whether you want to remove one or the other. Now it's just locked in, you tackle it head on. Team Skittles, whatever bomb site they go to, which looks like it'll be one of the upstairs bomb sites, CCTV and cache, they don't want to deal with a thermite. Thermite is so strong on this bomb site, not just to open up that CCTV wall, but additionally to open up the other portion of the upstairs, which would be the jacuzzi wall or the construction wall.
We're not only seeing a bandit brought successfully, but we are also seeing that mute just for that little extra bit of reinforcement to make sure that any bit of denial on those walls is going to be warded off. But that goes into, once again, the picks and bans. That the fact that it falls off on behalf, that you are now seeing what the other team had to go against, what that defending side wasn't successful with, you can essentially get rid of once you get to that level and know exactly kind of the approach and how you want to play your defenses or how you want to play your attackers just based off that first half.
Bomb located by attackers.
Looking like it's going to be a pretty default setup from the side of Team Skills. Nothing too crazy here. I am expecting Varsity to either bandit trick this wall, which I think that's what we're going to see here. He's going to bandit trick the server wall. And then the real question is, how is Team Meaty Marley going to play into this attack?
For those that are unfamiliar with Siege, and I mean, I suspect there's a few people watching, who haven't had full hands-on experience with the game, when you reinforce a wall, it means that you need a specific gadget to cut through that steel reinforcement. Thermite is one of those operators. He was the one that was banned by Team Skittles. You see that Rasco, playing that ace, will have access to it. Atheno also has access to one of those gadgets. When a bandit puts down those batteries, it electrifies the wall, which prevents that hard breach gadget from going off. Varsity just put down a new battery, destroying one of the gadgets, but he wasn't able to get both walls in time.
Yeah,
so
my
there is
operator
now an
is actually
through that reinforced
my operator
wall
has a
that
dog
the attackers can use to their advantage. But holes work both ways. Defenders can use it too.
And the question is, I mean, we have a lot of intel. We've always stressed throughout Siege, intel, 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 and we have that not only with the Valkyrie, but then with the Echo. So it's a question of they have nothing to find these cameras. They have to be vigilant of where they're planting, where they're going to be trying to entry from, and seeing if they can find this intel where I am going to be expecting Team Skittles to be utilizing that to the best of their ability. And we could see an engagement here happening in construction where we do see Varsity go down. He's now getting taken to the gym from Atheno, and it's not looking too good for Skittles.
I mean, when you're playing on Bandit, your primary job is to keep those walls electrified. And Varsity did that for the most part. To die early, we were about halfway through the round, it's not terrible. I mean, you never want to be the team to give up the first kill. Skittles does trade it back a little bit later, and then they sacrificed Varsity, and I guess the rest of the team was like, now we can play a little bit
Politics
better.
enjoyers are now officially
And they very
reactionary.
quickly turned this around. Now Skittles is on the board for this round as well.
That's what they said.
Every
Like,
single
I'll show
player in
him.
the lobby with a kill. The team's evenly balanced to this point. And boy, oh boy, what a heady task for Rasco and Atheno. On the right side of your screen, you see our free cam showing off part of the objective, but Team Skittles is just indomitable. Macy J closing out the round again. Team Skittles had surrendered the previous round to Team Meaty Marley, but Team Skittles going back to a 2-round lead.
Again, it's that information game. They were playing beautifully with that, going for spawn peaks, running out, capitalizing on those moments as we just saw in that last where Skittles jumps out the window, grabs that kill onto Atheno. So again, this is going to be important when you're going into this ban phase. What is your opponent using that is catching you off guard? Get rid of that information. We aren't going to get rid of that information. So that's a little unfortunate, but to say the least for Roy, I think he's going to be a little actually, no, they banned that. So Roy is actually banning his favorite character of Castle. That's kind of a questionable choice on my end. Because as we know, he loves Castle. Everyone knows he loves Castle. He makes strats with Castle, and now he's eliminating. So then it makes me question then, are they getting rid of the Castle because they know exactly that they're going to try to copy Roy's strats that we've seen through and through on all social medias?
We are very quickly on match point. With a show match, we are playing by the ranked rules. So if you are new to Rainbow Six Siege, or I guess Siege X, as we call it now, this is where the end comes for Team Meaty Marley unless they're capable of winning on attack. Again, Clubhouse is a very defender-sided map. If you play this map, the defenders should win the lion's share of rounds. Team Meaty Marley dropped the ball when they were playing as defenders. Team Skittles did not do that on their maiden voyage of defense. Will they prolong this series, or will that be it for our show match? I thought the teams were a little bit more balanced. I'm a little disappointed that Team Meaty Marley have fallen by the wayside. Marley in particular, it's his namesake. Both of his kills only coming in the first round.
I was just going to say, it looks like Team Skittles is actually playing into their setup. We're on the other end on Meaty Marley's. We were kind of seeing, you know, a little unorthodox setup. It's not to say that unorthodox gameplay doesn't work in a game like Siege, but from what we've seen just at the basic
Unorthodox
level,
gameplay.
Team Skittles is definitely trying to set up properly and close it out here at a 4-1. Oh! He does catch the mirror, your boy Roy. He did try to do what Meaty Marley, I believe, was successful in, but couldn't get it done. To continue on, Marley is going to clear with this Nomad. No one's droning for him. This is where you need to be droning. This is key. Quick engagement. Buck ends up capitalizing on it. Now they're in a 5v3. This is actually looking very good. So as you know, I was commending on Team Skittles. There we go. We see that ingredient being displayed right there to block off any rotates going down through those main lobby stairs. Wonderful catch from our observers. But again, this is looking good for Meaty Marley. They just have to play this man advantage.
And these players in the lobby likely have hundreds to even thousands of hours playing on Clubhouse. None of those hours played with the destructible ingredients. So I appreciate the fact that they're trying to use them because it wouldn't be second nature to me. I wouldn't think, oh, I need to shoot one of these fire extinguishers. Oh, I need to pop one of the pipes. I would be thinking bog standard executes. Let's do what needs to be done, but they're showing off some of the changes. Rasco flattens Macy J as it's a big round for Marley. And this game is not over yet.
I think, you know, I think Marley's team heard what you're saying, that you're a little disappointed in their gameplay.
How about you
and
enjoy
then they
that
go
1 second
into
ban?
probably one of the hardest sites to try to take as an attacker, and you do it flawlessly. So again, it's going to be a question of what are you going to ban here to try to get you to push it
we
to
don't
an
entertain
overtime.
liars in this chat.
Let's see what we are going to see out of Meaty Marley and from Team Skittles to either help secure the game or push it even further. So now we're seeing the Bandit. I would have rather seen the Bandit come out sooner when you are on that attack, but we are seeing the ace, so they are getting rid of 2 hard breachers and that ability of Thatcher being able to help assist with those.
I mean, I think the thing with the Bandit ban is that when you go into that second half, you don't know what bomb site it's going to be played on, right? And Bandit really isn't the strongest denial operator on that bottom floor bomb site. You like to see Mute, you like to see Kaid. Sometimes teams won't even run any denial. So if you ban a Bandit on that church bomb site down, or on that church bomb site down below, it's a bit of a suboptimal ban. Now that that bomb site has been locked out, they're not going to go to it again because they, you know they're going to rotate through, you know they're going to go to one of the upstairs bomb sites. Now you can leverage that knowledge into a better ban, and that's exactly what we saw. Bandit is far better upstairs.
I think Team Skittles learned their lesson. They aren't going to play as aggressive. They have a lot of stall. They have Macy on tuber route to be able to use those tuber route canisters and to be able to slow down those hard breaches. Oh, you don't take damage in prep phase. That's actually good to know. That's it. Okay. Yeah, you don't take any damage in the prep phase. That is actually, I think, farly beneficial that you don't take that damage if a teammate accidentally shoots it, punches it, whatever that is. I do enjoy seeing that.
I think it's pretty understandable that in the onset, teams will destroy those destructible ingredients early until they figure out how to use them to their advantage, right? You don't want to be in a position where suddenly a rotate is cut off for you as a defender, or suddenly there's a burst of smoke that you're not accounting for. Take care of them in the prep phase. Beautiful shot by Nugget to get rid of Macy J. Team Meaty Marley on attack.
Minimum watch time for drops is.
I guess it's just an attacker-sided clubhouse.
Now I am
minimum watch time for drops is 30 minutes.
Many things across the board. Now, obviously, with those pipes,
I will be playing the game in 5,
with a Zoto canister,
and you can still watch me play the game and still get the drops.
And then it will explode almost immediately after. I would love to see that if we are able to, but not sure if we will, but we will be able to test it ourselves.
These are questions that will
Your
be
Cook brother, when's the last time you played this? Obama administration? No, I played it in the first Trump administration.
A reminder to everybody about getting access to that.
But like early in the first Trump administration, like almost. It was close enough to the Obama admin is the last time I played this. To be fair. To be fair.
At the moment. But the beta code that will give you access to CJX is for Dual Front. Your favorite creators will continue to stream for about an hour once we're done the official broadcast.
They're talking about us!
Which is in a couple minutes, frankly. Once this show match is done and we talk to the winning team, we'll be saying goodbye, and then your favorite creators will continue to stream. And if you watch them and one of the partnered streamers, you can still gain access to the beta code. All you got to do is link your Ubisoft Connect and Twitch account, and you'll gain access to the beta code for Dual Front. That's available on PC and current gen consoles.
Well, Parker, I am as excited as everyone else is to get my hands on it, but what I'm even more excited is to see
To
this
be clear,
engagement
schedule is
of the
R6
Kaid
event, hour of
taking that
gaming,
engagement
news,
onto
Playboy
Hasan,
Cardi listening party.
and then
Yes,
an immediately
Slatty Matty.
collapse of them
Yes,
trying to take sites.
I will be
Marley
doing
does a great job taking over construction,
Playboy
but Marcy
Cardi
once again
listening
taking the
party
keynote to school. It is on
after,
Marley
okay?
for his team
After,
to keep
later
them
in the day.
alive.
If Marley fails here, that's the ball
This
game.
fool thinks Cardi's actually going to drop tonight, dude. He's not.
Varsity Gaming.
He's not. I know music.
Will win the very first Siege X showdown. Look at how happy he is. You can just tell how much it meant to him.
I mean, look at all of them. They're stretching. It's just another day in the office. Look at Macy. He's like, oh, look, this was easy.
I mean, show matches are for fun. We're here to showcase the new goods, but these are ultimately for fun. Teams are going to play operators that you might not see all that frequently. They're going to play operators that might not be in the meta. They're going to play bomb sites that you might not see very frequently. But we got to see in that particular map what the visual overhaul for Clubhouse looks like. We got to see
Kopi
the
and
new
Boo, you are
pick
not
ban
who I look to
phase
for listening
in
parties.
action. We got to
Okay,
see
bro.
those destructible ingredients and how they factor
This is the premier
in
destination
to the
for Rainbow
goings
Six Siege
on
and the premier destination for listening parties to Playboy Cardi. Duh. I'm a
whether it's
political
the
big
audio
dog.
overhaul, whether it's the picks and bans across the board.
If
we
you
are
lie about the
entering
listening
a new
party,
era
you are
where
just as
metas
bad
are
as him.
going to be shaped
No,
and
I'm
defined
worse.
Once again for this.
Well, you heard from him earlier today, and he's the winner. So why not hear from Skittles again? We've got Patricia down on the stage. She's having a preliminary chat with him.
Hi there. I am here with with Skittles and Team Skibbles. Please give it up one more time. How you feeling with this win?
Easy.
I mean, you know your way around Siege so well. 10 years, right? Yeah. Do you have any advice for people who are yet to get their hands on Siege X?
Take everything in. It's a completely different game. There's so much to learn. As you guys all saw, there's like a whole new band system, new lighting, new sound, gun inspection. There's so much to learn now. Just take it all in.
This dude is tall as hell,
Amazing.
bro.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Skittles. It's
What
been
the
an
hell?
absolute pleasure to watch you play. Thank you. All right, guys. So I'm about to take off, about to conclude, but before I pass you down to Intero and Laxine, I just have a quick word of gratitude. I have been a part of this game for 10 years now. I can't believe it. Yeah, woo, Siege. And in that time, I have met so many incredible casters and fan artists and creators and devs and cosplayers, and it really is my honor to be a part of what is very much a global community that is Siege, right? And so I just wanted to say I'm so thrilled for you all, so thrilled to see what's coming next and how it continues to bring you all together. Thank you again, everyone. Appreciate it. Awesome. Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
That concludes the watching part of the Rainbow Six Siege broadcast. We are now going to move on to the playing part of the Rainbow Six Siege broadcast. Okay? That's right.